Hello, hello, hello. Merry Christmas. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. I did. I hope y'all did. Um, and if you didn't, there's still time. It's still Christmas. That's why I got my hat on. It's still Christmas. I went roller skating. Um, I didn't know I was going roller skating, but that has been a tradition since I've been living in Atlanta. I didn't go last year because why? I went to the Celebration Bowl. So I was traveling last year. So no bowl game this year. So I was in town and went to Cascade for the typical annual Christmas Eve skate. It was called Naughty or Nice, but nobody really dressed up Naughty or Nice. A few people had on a little Santa costume. I had on my little cute, ugly sweater. It's not ugly, it's really cute. But I had fun. I had fun, and that was the point. And then today was just fun catching up with family, catching up with friends, and my children, and just enjoying the joy of the season. So I hope the same for y'all. Let's see who in here. All right, it looked like we already got some of the fam in here. How you doing, Vermont? Merry Christmas. Welcome back. Welcome back. RD, welcome back. Tina, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? James, how you doing? How you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Miss Pamela. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Caught on camera. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Sharon, how you doing, everybody? All right. So I put together a good show. I dropped the members only video. Hopefully y'all had a chance to see it. We'll discuss it later. But that was an aha moment. So if y'all haven't had a chance to watch it, it's a 5-minute members only video. Go check it out because we will be talking about that topic. All right, so let's just get in here. All right, if you saw the thumbnail and the caption, everybody's talking about, the Sanders have a new stepmom, right? All of the Sanders kids have a new stepmom in Carucci. And some people feel like the Cleveland Browns game was what you call a hard launch. Like, we knew they were together. We knew there was some kind of relationship. I felt like they were in a relationship once we realized, the first time it kind of came out around November. I feel like before they went to the bowl game, and they didn't do that this year. And he was in the hospital, Coach Prime, and Carucci was right there by his side. So I was like, look, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, Coach Prime, but I'm gonna need you to get over trauma from previous relationships, and this might be the one right here, right? And even Shilo in his video, and I didn't capture it. Go watch his video. Shilo is almost at 300,000 subs. He's at 275,000 to be exact. So go check that out. Shilo said he wants to interview them. I'm waiting on the interview to drop because for Christmas, apparently, he was spending Christmas in Canton at their ranch with Coach Prime, and he showed the tree, and it's beautiful. I've seen so many beautiful Christmas scenes with families, and the Sanders was just another beautiful home, beautiful estate with a beautiful tree with presents surrounding it. So Shilo got there late, and then I was like, that's right. Coach Prime built a house on his property for Shilo, and I'm assuming Shedeur and Bucky. They all have their own space. And to the surprise, little TJ has grown up. I'm like, is that young Dolph's son? He's 13 now. I had to go searching. I'm like, what is his name? And sure enough, his name is Thornton, and he's a junior. So I was like, oh my God. Or something, but he's called TJ. He's 13 now. I don't know if y'all remember doing the draft. TJ was like, with the last pick in the NFL draft, and Shilo was like, no. So that's their little brother. And he was there and playing his video game. So I don't know if he comes every holiday, all his free time he spends with the Sanders. I didn't get the impression he lived there because Coach Prime is never at the ranch. So I think he comes every school break opportunity. He's been growing up with them. And Shilo was talking about how big he's got. His voice is changing. I'm like, you know what? This is one of those moments that makes you ask, how the hell can y'all hate these people? I mean, you can't hate the Sanders. They didn't have to do that. And he's not young Dolph's son come to visit with us. This is our little brother. That's how they refer to him. He has grown up with them. And I'm like, bro, how can you hate these people? So we do have some video I put together. I was able to capture, and Bucky very welcoming. They were laughing when they were in the mall shopping. We're going to take a look at that. Shilo out here with the prize pick Prize Picks endorsement. I wasn't pocket watching, but I was kind of curious to know like what these endorsements kind of go for. And it explains why he can happily give away $500 to kids selling candy. And shout out to Shilo. Again, I like this lane. I like this lane for Shilo. Somebody in the comments was like, yeah, man, Shilo, you should go to this team. I'm like, I'm really good. I don't know about him, but he couldn't even do all of that. Name one player who has those type of endorsements, who has that type of freedom to chart his own course with his fame, his celebrity from football, his family last name, etc. I don't know about y'all, but I'm good. I want to see Shilo keep growing in this space. And as fast as he's getting to 300,000 subs, he gonna hit a mill before we get to the end of next year. If he keep dropping like he does, and he getting all these endorsements, it's crazy that he was in the NFL and he has a sports betting endorsement for Prize Picks. They don't just, I know you see a lot of people with them, but I did the research. They have levels. Shilo is what you consider talent. I'm like, wow, he's not a micro influencer. He's not a medium influencer. He's talent. So shout out to Shilo for that little gig. Learn something new about Dom. Dom apparently is half black. Blaxican. That's what they were calling it. Shilo was like, how do you know black people, or how black people get in your family or whatever? So he started rattling off everybody that was in his family that's black. I'm like, okay, so you're just black. You're just black and Mexican. I'm like, it's a lot of that happening anyway. But I didn't know. So he shared that when they were at, is it Contessa, an Italian restaurant? So they were in the Miami district, you know, just out shopping and before they headed back to Dallas. And I'm assuming that was Dom that was filming when they were at Fuel City. We're going to talk about Fuel City. I have my own Fuel City story. Don't forget. Lived in Dallas. Don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget. Matter of fact, lived in Frisco. So I told y'all I used to live right by the Star. So the Star in Dallas. I told y'all how beautiful. I'm shocked if I don't have access to that part of the cloud. I took a picture. I was walking past the Star and I took a picture of that beautiful white helicopter with the blue star on it. You talk about gorgeous. So you talking up close and personal views and of the helicopter, the star itself. So yeah, I have my own Fuel City story. All right, so let's get into some photos I captured and put together of our faves. Yay! So we got Janiyah and LaJonte, one of our fave couples in the NFL. Because I forgot. Travis is married. I forgot. They put out some photos today. I didn't capture those. Travis and his brother-in-law were dressed like Santa and the Grinch, so they were doing a little TikTok. But I didn't catch that one. But aside from them, this is one of our favorite NFL couples. And I saw LaJonte. I saw the tree had some big boxes by it, so I have to go back and follow up with them. So just sharing some love and some joy. My IG stories are stacked with all of our favorite celebrities, not just like stars, but like sports stars, like Donovan Mitchell and his fiance. She was at the game. He was over there dunking, showing out for his love. I ain't mad. He was mic'd up for the game. There was a little dust up at the Atlanta game that the Bulls was playing, I guess here. And I went and watched the highlights. I'm going to the game, by the way. I went and watched the highlights. And the little dust up wasn't the issue per se. It was what happened. There was two little dust ups. It was like Jalen Johnson and a player for the Bulls. Jalen Johnson is one of my favorite Atlanta Hawks players. So he and this other player kind of got into a little tat-a-tat words. But then Trey Young started throwing bows with one of the Bulls players, Ayamana or somebody like that. And they got like double text. But that wasn't the part. The part that stood out to everybody is the DJ in Atlanta at Hawks, the State Farm Arena, started playing Knuck If You Buck. And they start fighting. If you have never been to a marquee matchup, whether it's Christmas, New Year's Eve, the Lakers or the Knicks, a marquee matchup for the Atlanta Hawks, you are missing out. You talk about, you think you in Vegas getting ready to those fights that they have. It's like that. And Santa dropped off some tickets for me so I can go to I'm going to the Hawks versus the Knicks. That's the marquee game. So hopefully I come back with some good footage from that. And that's Saturday. That's Saturday. So I won't be live Saturday night at 10:35, but don't be surprised if I go live from State Farm Arena doing the game. So I'll be over there doing that. So thank you to Santa for that. And I have some more pictures. Can y'all guess who this is? Who is this? Let me know in the comments who y'all think this is. And some of y'all might already know if y'all follow him. And y'all should follow him. Skull Buffs. Does anybody know who this is? Let's see if y'all know who this is. I'm checking the comments to see if y'all know who this is. So who is this? Who is this? Yes, Shilo is like that. He really is. I was like, man. Somebody said that's in Joku. No, it's not in Joku. Skull Buffs. It's not in Joku, but I know why you said that because he had on that red Christmas suit. No, not in Joku. This is the hint. Is Skull Buffs. Who do y'all think it is? Who do y'all think it is? Let me know who y'all think it is. Shedeur. No, not Shedeur. No, not Shedeur. Who is it? Juju. No, not Juju. Not Juju. Speaking of Juju, check my stories. He headed back to Colorado already on Christmas Day. I guess he went home to see his family, and he posted he headed back. He landed back in Denver, and he said, "Let's work." So Juju going back to Denver. So, but it's not Juju. It's not Juju. And I got a cute picture to share that popped up in my memories from last year. Y'all said, who else is it? Bucky? No, it's not Bucky. It's not Shedeur. Jordan Seaton? Nope, not Jordan Seaton. Yes, it is Jimmy. This is Jimmy Horn Jr. That's right. Who said that? Shout out to Mackin, CL Machin, 27. I'm gonna call you that. 2761. Shout out to you. Yes, this is Jimmy. I was like, man, this is Jimmy. This is Jimmy Horn Jr. I love this photo. So the watch, I was like, okay, you got to come with the bling. Maybe that's why people thought it was Shedeur, but Bucky, because they stay laced up. But it's somebody outdoing them in the jewelry department. Not saying it's a competition, but have y'all seen Justin Jefferson? I don't know when Justin Jefferson played last, but the necklaces look like real jump rope, like fast. He playing football and what looks like real jump rope. Kid you not. And then he blinged out his beats. So they cute. I thought they was earmuffs at first. I thought I saw fur and diamonds. I'm like, this kid loves diamonds. I mean, he just loved diamonds. So Bucky, I don't know if he been hanging out with Tahada Diamonds, which is where the Sanders get their diamonds from. But if y'all haven't seen Justin Jefferson, the only reason I didn't share it is because he had on Beats headphones and it was prominent, and I didn't know if it was an ad. Go to Justin Jefferson IG. Believe me. I'm like, geez, you playing. I mean, he probably weigh an extra pound with these diamonds on. I'm not kidding you. You know how we'll see a little bling like on Krishan or Shedeur, we'll see his chain. I don't think Shedeur playing bling though. He just played like in his chain. But rope, kid you not, rope, check it out. So, and I didn't know Justin Jefferson, his mustache looked like he a redhead. I was like, you know how you have black people with sandy brown hair? His mustache was giving sandy brown hair. I didn't know he had that, but shout out to Justin Jefferson. He his own damn Santa Claus for sure. So yes, this is Jimmy Horn, our Jimmy Horn Jr. Facts. This is our Jimmy Horn Jr. Somebody said it was who? Weston. No, it could be LaJohntay, because LaJohntay done gone straight Hollywood on us. I saw LaJohntay. I don't know if he was coming into the tunnel. Like LaJohntay looked straight Hollywood. He looks straight Hollywood. I ain't mad at him. They living their best life. Not mad at all. And so no, that was Jimmy Horn Jr. So shout out to y'all for getting it right. Okay, all right. So I have a photo I want to share. This popped up in my memories, and I have several more. So I'll be sharing more memories from last year that popped up in my phone before we get to the New Year's. I'm gonna try to get them all out. I still got interviews, messages for Shedeur. Shout out to y'all for liking that video. That was just the first of many. Like I said, this is the time of year I go through my phone and I got to start getting all this stuff out before the end of the year. So lots more coming for content that I had already collected. All right, so this popped up. Who remembers this? Remember when Juju committed? He had already committed to CU. They were on the way to the bowl game, and he sat next to Seton, and he looked little, sitting in between Seton and somebody else. I don't know who he was sitting between, but yep, that Jordan Seton and Juju. So this popped up in my memories. It was like memories for you. I was like, so all of the photos that I had from the bowl game started to pop up because I think this time last year, yeah, we were getting ready for the bowl game, which was after Christmas. Because I think they were in San Antonio on Christmas. So that's why everything is just starting to pop up, because this flight was them heading to San Antonio before Christmas. So shout out to the memories, right? And one day we're gonna look up and both of these guys gonna be playing, pro ball. I don't know if y'all saw it, but Arden Walker declared for the draft. And there's another quarterback that I follow, Kyron Jones, who's also select QB. I thought he had another year. This is his last year, so he's out of eligibility. And I hate it because remember, his coach got fired. See, I told y'all that's one of those players, these black players in their NFL year. All of this was happening to them. And James Franklin will be taking over at Virginia Tech, but unfortunately, Kyron is out of eligibility. So he apparently will be making his declaration for the NFL itself. I just wish he had another year. And Thomas Castellanos from Florida State. He, declared, thank you, everything, Florida State, the little paragraphs. Thanks for everything you've done. And I'm declaring for the NFL draft. And people will, in the comments, they weren't kind. They were like, bruh, you need to go back to school and get that bag. Now, not for the same reason I was saying it, but I happen to agree. If you don't have to come out this year, don't do it. Don't do it. They already trying to devalue Dante Moore, right? And if you're not in that conversation, yeah. But then some people, they might be happy with what Dylan at. I'm third round. I got $9 million. Screw it. I just sit on the bench. But most competitors, who are of high value in terms of their skill set, they don't want to be devalued. So good luck to Thomas Castellanos, and I'll be watching, not the draft, but to see where they land, not giving them my time. So that's me protesting. I'm not giving the draft my time ever again, but I will follow up with the guys who are declaring and follow up with them after the draft. See where they landed. Haven't heard much from, why can I not remember this kid's name all of a sudden? Caden. Don't know what Caden has decided to do. But I'll be looking into that as well. All right, so let's get into what y'all came for. We got some videos. We're going to start with New Orleans and we're going to end up in Dallas. So check this out. In New Orleans. On Christmas, playing the song, you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I don't know what the song's called, but that's what it is. So I just wanted y'all to see the vibe in New Orleans, celebrating Christmas with the traditional second line. They normally have like a second line parade every Sunday in some part of the city. So I just wanted to share this with y'all because, Nola girl, that's why I want to share it. Just in case y'all hadn't ever seen a second line in New Orleans. A lot of tourists were in town. They were doing stories about how people are coming from out of the country and descending up on New Orleans for Christmas and staying until New Year's, because that's what I did. We left Atlanta. We stopped in New Orleans. Then overnight, we went to Texas. Then we celebrated Christmas with family. Then went to the Celebration Bowl. Then came back. Then a day or two later, after I ate up all the gumbo, for real, ate up all the gumbo, headed to New Orleans, made it there, and we spent New Year's Eve in New Orleans, and then we left New Year's Day to come back to Atlanta. So that's beginning to be a trend with people. It's not just about showing up for the Sugar Bowl. It's not just about showing up for New Year's Eve. It's becoming hey, let's spend Christmas in New Orleans until New Year's Eve. So I celebrate Christmas week. So, Lord willing, I'm here to do it next year because, I'm going to have fun with it. So I'm in my Christmas week mode. That's why I'm going to the game and probably this and then that. And then Atlanta is having their peace drop again, their New Year's Eve celebration. So I'll be doing that again because we'll be in town. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, but let's get on to the next. Let's see. Do I have the next one? I put together a series of videos. I have to see if I picked it up already. Yeah, here it is right here. All right. So it starts with the second line in New Orleans, and then we're going to move right on in to Dallas. And that's where Fuel City comes in at. So we'll be looking at that after this. Welcome. There are 132 of us. Hit the like button, please. Thank you. And yes, that was Jimmy. Yeah, somebody else knew it was Jimmy too. Hey, how you doing? Who was that? Oh, Freeman. Welcome back, Freeman. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas too. Welcome, everybody. All right, here we go with Shilo.
Okay, while we wait, let's go around town. How long have you lived in Dallas for?
My whole life.
Can you tell the people about Fuel City Tacos?
Come on, fam. Fuel City Tacos. Everybody know about Fuel City Tacos. Everybody from out of town, out of state, and they come to Fuel City to get them tacos.
You gotta tap in at Fuel City Tacos, bro.
Okay, they're not lying. Okay, this is my story about Fuel City Tacos. Okay, Fuel City Tacos is the first place I ever had street tacos ever. That was the first place I had ever gone to, and they had this container with, I feel like 3 mini tacos, and then they had I forget what they call it, but it's the corn that is real popular in Texas and Atlanta now, elote. They had the elote corn, and they had the street tacos, and y'all, I think ever since, I don't even know if I've eaten a regular taco. That's all I've ever eaten. Street taco. I love street tacos. And that's why Fuel City. And when we were in Dallas, like for the holidays, like what Shiloh's doing, it's just common to just get in the car, no matter. So, it's like, I think that's North Dallas. So, you leaving the suburbs and coming into the city. And he's right. Everybody just hops off the freeway when you see that big sign, Fuel City. And it don't matter. That sometimes that's the activity, right? You just get in a car and you just end up at Fuel City Tacos. And then Dallas has this famous bridge, and it's a pedestrian bridge, and one end ends in like an artsy type area with restaurants and stuff like that. Like, if you've ever been to Atlanta, like not necessarily Midtown, but kind of sort of like Atlantic Station, but not as big. And then it's pedestrian, and they have like chairs, and that's where people just go to hang out and check out the lights, and if they have fireworks and stuff like that. It's a big pedestrian area. So I'm pretty sure after we got Fuel Tacos, if it was still open, that's where we were, because we spent a lot of time there. And yeah, Fuel City Tacos. Everybody knows, if you've been to Dallas, been through that part off, is it 45 or 35, that freeway, you have seen the Fuel City sign. You have likely stopped at Fuel City Tacos, gassed up, got the tacos, and kept it pushing to get back on the road. So they're right about that. And I was shocked to see Shilo there, but I forgot he grew up there.
Appreciate it,
yes,
man.
sir, brother, man. Be safe, brother, man. Yes, sir.
All right, you can't go wrong with one of these.
So Shilo asked for the hoodie. I wondered if he got it. He said, can I get one of those hoodies? Because the young guy behind the counter looked like him and his mom and his brother were there. And he was like, Shilo, that's Shilo, that's Shilo Sanders. So they wanted a picture with Shilo. They ended up taking a picture outside. Shilo was like, you just get in a video, right? And then he was paying for somebody else's food. He had already given the other kid, $500 in Miami for candy. And he told the kid, keep the candy. So everybody in the comments were like, man, Shilo is just really a nice guy. Yes. Again, how the hell do they hate on these people like that? Like, these people are just like really just giving. Shedeur, before Christmas, I was watching the guy at Studsville that did the video, the one that went to Jackson State. It looked like he dropped the video of the Garden Valley, I guess like the festival. So that was the first time I had a chance to see how it all like came together. You know that like they went to Walmart and bought all of that stuff. I'm thinking he hired a company and they did everything. No, Shedeur was in there picking up toys, putting them in the basket. They were picking up the drinks. I mean, they put some muscle into this. This was not just opening up your wallet, here, go do it. Because I thought he put a team together and they did it. Because he's busy, but he did it. He was in the store putting stuff in the carts. It was he, Studsville, and Florida. I don't know if I think that's all I saw. And I was like, man, they not just giving, they do it themselves. That was what's amazing. And this is the family that the NFL is shunning. But hey, you know what? I still like this lane for Shilo. Yes, he probably should be on somebody's NFL team, but they don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. They just don't. The NFL just does not. I'm sorry. It just, I could see if it were true competition, free competition, if it were like real football where two teams are going head to head to see who's going to win, I'm with that. That's not what it is. That's just not what it is. And people don't want to be honest about that. And I'm not about to get on that tonight. I said it before. The standards are too good for the NFL. Y'all know I made my feelings known. Shedeur is in the wrong league. And if you didn't believe that before the Bills game, after everything that happened afterwards with his nail and how it was covered up as to who did it, and nobody talked about it, and then little wayward field goal and all of that, all the sabotage, all the disrespect, the abuse, the humiliation. One, they don't deserve it. And two, they too good to be putting up with that for something that's just not truly competitive, but that has been manipulated and rigged to determine the outcome. And that's just how I feel about it, right? So shout out to Shilo for stopping at Fuel City. And we're going to move on to the next part. I think next I got on here. All right. So they're now in Canton. I think is this Bucky's house? We're going to have to see. We'll have to check it out because Bucky going to make an appearance.
Hey, bro, why don't GC in the building, ladies and gentlemen? Gucci in the building, ladies and gentlemen. For Christmas shopping in Dallas, Texas, man.
You already know.
What you buying me for Christmas, bro?
Bro, somebody that got everything, I don't know, bro. You gotta tell me what you want.
What you buying Coach Prime for Christmas?
A couple of things. I got you a gift too. I got my stepson a gift.
Her, cause she funny. She funny with it. And it's just true. It's just true.
So as I was saying, shout out to my stepmom, Karuchi, for the
Yep, that's nice.
remote.
Is that for his equipment? So I love that, right? I don't know who the guy was. Was that like their bodyguard or something? I don't know. If y'all know who it is, you can let me know. But hey, here's tis the season to embrace your stepmom. Shilo talked about it. He said Coach Prime told him when he introduced her, this your new stepmom. And I don't know when that was, but we know it's been a minute and they are out in public with it. So go watch the video. Shilo's video, Bucky got his own video, but Shilo got his video when he goes to the house. It's late. The tree is beautiful, but every damn thing under the tree, for the most part, says Miss K. That's what it say. And then his cousin, I think he said that's his cousin. She's there or whatever. She looked like she could be related to Karuchi, so I didn't know who she was. But he said, you're my cousin, so something like that. But it was nice to see Shilo at the ranch because he didn't spend a lot of time there. He said that during the draft. He said, I don't really spend a lot of time here. But it looks like, he's embracing being there. He got his own spot. TJ was there waiting on him when he got there. So go watch it and make sure if y'all new to Shilo's channel that y'all subscribe. But they have a stepmom. And it's 2 games left for Cleveland. We'll be back on the grind tomorrow talking about getting ready for the Steelers game. But I hope to see Karuchi and Coach Prime at the last 2 games. The presence is definitely needed. There is a difference when he's there. And then with Karuchi by his side, you know, and they probably gonna still try some sneaky stuff. That's why they was trying to step on his hand, thinking what could nobody else see it because Coach Prime was there. But that should tell you how determined they are to make this young man unavailable. But shout out to Bucky. He looked like he was with his mom. I saw Snow, DeAndre, and they were doing their traditional Christmas where I don't know if they're doing like karaoke or something, or they playing some type of game where everybody goes in the front, like a little talent show. And they did that. I saw them do that before. So Bucky was with his mom. DeAndrea was with his mom. I haven't seen a video from the Sanders Christmas, but there was a whole lot of gifts under the tree. So I'm thinking everybody descended upon the ranch today, and we just haven't seen it yet. So shout out to Bucky for embracing his stepmom. Shout out to Shilo for embracing, you know, his stepmom. And he even talked about with her around, you know, having the big decor and everything. He said, oh, that's definitely her, because he don't do stuff like that. So that's just a very, that's an observation that you picked up. You know, when people get into a relationship, sometimes, you know, they might not be into the holidays, or they might not go all out, or they might not buy all the gifts. And Shilo said it. Shilo said, Miss Karuchi doing her thing, because there's a lot of stuff, you know, under that tree. And he said he would have never went out and did all of this. So, you know, to see your father be different with somebody else, you know, sometimes young people can't handle that. But I like the relationship. You know, life is short, right? And we know what he went through, regardless of how he got to that point. Because I have a theory about that too. But anyway, he been through a lot, and she was right there. So, but if he's different, according to Shilo, and going out and doing more and showing more love, and like he said, I can't take it with me. He was even talking about, Coach Prime was even talking about buying 200 more acres of land, because he's realizing, hey, this is a wake-up call. You need to live your life with zest, because you can't take it with you. So yeah, buy 200 more acres and grant that to your kids so they can have it, right? So he built the house for the kids to always come back. Now, I didn't see Shalimai today. Shalimai. I didn't see Shalimai today. I did see Snow at his grandmother's house. He's very close to their mom, DeAndrea and Bucky's mom. Just like Bucky is close to his mom, Snow is close to DeAndrea's mom, his grandmother. I don't know if y'all watched the video when he went to do gymnastics and she walked in. Man, she walked in and it was like everything stopped and he ran right to her. So that's his grandma. I understand that relationship. That is his grandmother. He's very close to her. So, and he was sitting in her lap and everything when Bucky was filming. So if y'all haven't watched it, go check that out. And we got one more clip here to go. Oh, that's the end. Let me get back to where I was.
Be safe, brother, man.
I think that was it. I think that was it. With Bucky being at the end.
Bro,
yeah, and who is this? Is this like a bodyguard? So when they out shopping and stuff, they're not, you know, by themselves for easy target, especially her.
She buying Coach,
you know, because that's a nice bag she got. Nice bag. So I'm just saying, right?
I gotta give my stepson a gift.
Love how she just laughs. It's just so funny, right? I really do. Yeah, this was the end. This was the last one. And he thanked her properly. So you know what this tells you? Bucky knows that relationship is serious. He knows the relationship is serious. Now, some people don't care for it. You know, some people still talking about the age. I'm like, look here. Okay, we don't know how many years this man got on earth. And it's not like he's 100% healthy, right? So I'm happy. I don't really care about that because I think she's 37. Believe me, she has probably already seen one gray hair somewhere. And when she get to 40 or 41, she gonna see some more. So who cares? They both gonna have gray hair together in about a year. It might not be all great, but it's there. You bet it's somewhere. Sometimes it's like right here at the top. It is only one. And then at your next birthday, you're gonna see like a little patch and whatever, right? So Shilo asked, he wanted to interview Karuchi and ask her questions like, what does she think about Coach Prime when she saw his toes? That's Shilo. I was like, Shilo, you just have no filter. I hope he get the interview. I want to see it. So y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Okay, I'm getting ready to hop over into the comments to see what y'all are saying, because a lot was said. So I'm getting ready to see what y'all are saying here. It's 144 of us. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. All right. So I'm going to put some music on. Get the vibe going. Get the vibe going. So, all right. Headed over to the comments. See what y'all got, what y'all thinking about. Yes, y'all is an AP, right? The Grinch is wearing an AP. Facts, facts, facts. Yes, Jimmy, can't you see? I like that photo. I like that photo a lot. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back, Freeman. It said they played today. Who? The Panthers? The Panthers played today. I didn't look at any of their scores. I was actually watching basketball. Because I guess I'm pivoting naturally because this time of year with just a few games left. But honestly, before the guys from Colorado got to the NFL, I don't think I was watching football like that. I think I went to a Falcons game, and I thought it was the Commanders. I was corrected. It was the Texans or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I didn't see Michael Penix Jr., so I didn't feel no need to go back. So I've been into it because the guys, from Colorado are really into it. In fact, I was going to actually share the basketball scores because I had basketball scores. Any basketball fans in the house? Drop a basketball emoji if you're a basketball fan. I think today, let's see, it was the Rockets and the Lakers. The Rockets won 119-96. The Warriors beat the Mavs 126-116. The Spurs took down the Thunder 117-102. Wemby is hilarious. And then the Knicks played the Cavs. Now that was a good one. If y'all like highlights and you like basketball, I definitely suggest the Knicks and the Cavs. That was a close one. The Knicks won 126-124. And then the Rockets and the Clippers. Was that today? The Rockets and the Clippers ran away with the game 128-108. And the Kings and the Pistons, 136-127. Yeah. Don't look at it like that. Now the game I kind of am keeping my eye on is the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. 38-31. The game is in the second quarter. 10 minutes and 32 seconds left in the second quarter. So I'm kind of paying attention to the Timberwolves, the Spurs, the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Hawks. So I'll be in the building for the Hawks game on, I think it's Saturday. Saturday at 8 o'clock. So I will not be live, my normal 10:35. So just FYI. So it said 2026 CU gonna be good. I hope so. I mean, they put a lot of, I guess you could say a lot of, effort, time. I don't know what to call it. Stock? I don't know what to call it. They put a lot into this season, believing in a go-go outfits. I just hope it works. I still see Livingston over there though. So I'm gonna caution you. Yes, it should be, but as long as he's still over there, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see how he acts. I don't even know who they play next year. I haven't even looked at the schedule. Ben Finesse, is he still at CU or did he leave? I think this was his last year though, wasn't it? Let me know. Oh, you thought that was Ben Finesse in the oh, that's funny. I can see why you would think that was Ben, but the watch would throw it off for me. Yeah, I can see why you would think that was Ben. It said JJ is iced out. Facts. Happy holidays. Hey Julian, how you doing? Thomas Castellanos, he's the quarterback at Florida State. He is declaring for the 2025 draft. The 2026 draft, excuse me. So I thought he had another year eligibility, but even if he did, it seemed like he want to go. So that's just what it is. Thank you so much for bringing the authentic word out to the folks. It really, okay. Thank you, Julian. I appreciate that. It said Juju said that he was going to get together with the receivers and begin training. That is great. It said Juju is doing like Shedeur, training to get better and have a relationship with the receivers, right? Because it matters, right? And we know that Juju was Shedeur's pick for the most part. I told y'all Shedeur was one of the best recruiters that CU ever had, if you think about it. And maybe that's why things fell off like they did with him gone. So thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Hey, nice Phil. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Awareness is therapeutic. It is. It is. It said Coach Prime letting it be known how he feels about his girlfriend. She jokes with Bucky about being his stepmom. Right. But she ain't joking. He's embracing it. I love it. Amber say, I love New Orleans. Yes, yes. And you know, there's some people that go to New Orleans just for the food, just for the weekend, and that's their goal, right? You know, you got to eat 3 meals a day, but you probably gonna eat 2. So that's what people do. I have friends that have done it. I know people have done it because when you go to New Orleans, you look forward to the food. So, you know, if you've never been, just take a food trip. I love their tacos. Yes, Destiny. Fuel City. Yep. It said TJ is Tracy's son. C-Pay. Oh, you know who I thought that was? I thought TJ was young Dolph's son. So that's his nephew. That's his little cousin. That's his little cousin then. Okay, so I got the kids mixed up. My bad. So they said TJ is Tracy's son. Tracy as in Coach Prime's sister. So he's 13 now. Okay, I thought that was young Dolph's son. Because I sure went look it up and I thought he said his name was Thornton. But okay, that's fine. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Is it St. Clair? Thank you so much. It said, I had a thought today. Who God bless, no one can curse. Okay, let's talk about that. That is very true. Delayed but not denied. But let's look at Shedeur's situation for a minute, okay? It's painful, right? So when people make comments like that, a lot of people expect it to be a pain-free journey. No. I mean, Coach Prime going through a lot of pain himself, right? And he taught his sons and his daughters, but he taught his sons to be the way they are. And you see what Shilo unjustly got kicked out. Now, I was watching a game or the highlights. I forgot what game it was, but a player, DK Metcalf punched a fan, right? And we know how that went. But they're not kicking him out the league. See, people were saying Shilo was a rookie, therefore he deserves to be kicked out the league. And then I'm listening to Shannon Sharp because they were doing, I don't know, some episode came on, and he was talking about how it had nothing to do with Shilo. He was talking about in general, everybody deserves a second chance. I don't know if he was talking about DK or if he was talking about nobody else. And I said, that's funny because when it came to Shilo, he didn't get a second chance. And honestly, he might if he hit 1 million subs, but honestly, should he want it? Because let's be honest, that wasn't an accident. That was no more of an accident. Just like the tight end Whiteheart stepping on Shedeur's hand was not an accident. Neither one of those were accidents. These things are intended to do harm. And we're not going to argue about what harm is intended. It don't matter. So while it's true, right? While it's true, those that come against you don't prosper. It hurts a lot to get to the part where they fall off, right? Like, you would think with the amount of exposure that the bad press that the Browns are getting, you would think with the amount of exposure with the O-linemen, the 4 of them, Conklin 78, Batonio 75, 72 KT Levingston, and 68 Cam Robinson. Just those 4 alone, because Ethan Posick got out of it, right? He got a pass because he out for the season. That's why they moved Jack Conklin out for the season, because of all the bad press. But you see, Batonio is still there. And not only is Batonio still there, he's running around speaking highly of Kevin Stefanski. And before Batonio was speaking highly of Kevin Stefanski this week, headed into Christmas, some coach over there was speaking highly of Batonio, even after he was dirt diving. So people are trying to explain that, oh, Batonio has a relationship. I don't give a damn about none of that. Because if it would have reversed and the coaches were black and the players that this is happening to, whether it's Shilo or Shedeur, were white, it would be bedlam, right? But it's a lot of people still trying, it's just football. And I said, name one quarterback. I want you to name one quarterback in the NFL. Name a white one. Because it's too easy to say name a black one. Name a white quarterback in the NFL who had his throwing hand while he was on the ground, instead of being helped up and cautious and careful, had his throwing hand crushed to the point his nail was ripped out of the nail bed, which is excruciating. I don't even know how Shedeur finished that damn game. And people were saying they thought the fourth quarter was going like it was because he was in pain, rather than admitting that the O-linemen were abandoning their assignments. People will blame Shedeur for everything, but act like they don't see those O-linemen, but they're being called out. And Joel Botanio is getting called out, not by just Shedeur fans, but by Browns fans who are sick of the incompetent label. He ain't incompetent. Neither is Conklin, neither is KT, and neither is Cam Robinson. Because when Dillon was in the first half of the Ravens game, they protected him like Fort Knox. And some people want to say there's a relationship. These guys like Dillon. They don't even know Dillon. They don't know Dillon from a can of goddamn paint. They didn't start bonding with him that fast. That was Stefanski pushing up that relationship, isolating Shedeur and retaliating against anybody that got close to Shedeur. So of course, we gonna act like Dillon is the king, because why? That's what Stefanski pushed up with the culture. It's amazing to me how Joe Burrow gets turf toe, but Shedeur gets his hand stepped on by his own teammate. And never forget, the quarterback position is the most important position on the team. It damn sure don't look like it in Cleveland when the quarterback is black. And especially when it's Shedeur, that could elevate the game. There is not a white quarterback in the NFL that has happened to. I heard somebody else say tonight, well, yeah, that's his quarterback. He gonna protect his quarterback. I don't know who the hell they was talking about. But every time I hear comments like that, well, yeah, that's the quarterback. You know, you look out for your quarterback. I feel like it was Ocho. And I just shook my head. Because all Shedeur gets from the Browns is hatred and humiliation. That's it. And people want to explain it away and talk about the game, trying to say he doesn't know how to go through his progressions. I'm like, so you gonna sit up there and say he don't know how to go through his progressions, and you can see where he locked in on his target, and so did KT Leviston, and KT Leviston let his man go right into Shedeur. But you mentioned that. So they're trying to do to Shedeur what they did to Shilo. Make him unavailable. Not necessarily kick him out the league, because then if he go, guess who gonna go with him? Millions. And they know it. Maybe when the Manning kid come in, they great white hope. And if you watch Dave Chappelle stand up, where that term came from. Maybe when they get the Manning kid, which is their great white hope, they'll be ready. The league will be ready to let Shedeur go. And millions are still going with him. They trying to do everything to justify why Tyler Shaw should be in Rookie of the Year conversation. Absolutely not. They asked the question, should Tech McMillan or Tyler Shaw get the nod? I said Tech McMillan because he didn't struggle at all. They forgot they had to bench Tyler Shaw, or they want to forget they had to bench Tyler Shaw. Let me tell you why they wanted to be Tyler Shaw. Because it can't be Dart. And Tyler Shaw and Dart were drafted ahead of Shedeur. Every decision they are making is so they don't look like jackals by the time the season is over with. Is Shedeur out here balling out? Do you think they're going to let Shedeur ball out against Pittsburgh? I mean, they might, because who the head coach? And they robbed him last year with George Pickens on the roster. He found his way to Dallas. Now they ready to get rid of him. They sick and tired of him. But they tried to fire Mike Tomlin last week. And he's still 19 years in, undefeated season. But they want to fire him, but protect Stefanski. Let me say that again. You want to fire Mike Tomlin, but you want to protect Kevin Stefanski. That's the league in a nutshell. Blame the black guy that's successful. and retain the white guy that has failed and let the white guy fail up. They wanted Will Levis to fail up and bench their $48 million first round pick, Cam Ward. So now they want to compare Tyler Shaw to Cam Ward. Ain't no way in the hell, bro. As if Tyler Shaw should have been top 5. Where Shedeur would have went. That's all it is. And now you're trying to say Cam shouldn't be. Well, guess what? Cam is in the rookie of the week conversation. He might be in the rookie of the year conversation. I don't really know. But Tyler Shaw is there because they put him there. He didn't earn that. And they are wanting to rob Ted McMillan, who's also not white. So that's what I mean by the lane Shilo is in probably was always meant to be that way. Because it's not like it's true competition, and he's a real competitor. And they put him in that situation for the outcome to be exactly what it was. That's why I don't think he should ever want to come back. Why would you want to go back to somebody that didn't appreciate you? If you say it's for the love of the game, then start your own game. That's how I feel about it. So Shedeur keeps getting further than they anticipated, even with the sabotage. So you best believe they're over there cooking up something. So they have to ask themselves, do we want Mike Tomlin to move forward and clinch this division or whatever they're trying to do? Or do we want Shedeur to win to embarrass Mike Tomlin? Yeah, that's a real question to be asked. That's a real question. And Stefanski has only won 3 games, and he don't seem interested in winning any others. So believe me, they are cooking up a way to get Aaron Rodgers to the next level, not Mike Tomlin. Aaron Rodgers to the next level. And Shedeur and the Browns come back with the L. Because remember, Aaron Rodgers is the reason Shedeur, one of the reasons Shedeur got blocked from Pittsburgh, because it is said, and if you look it up, it's out there. It is said that his process was, if you draft him, don't worry about me. So do you really think they're going to let Shedeur go in there and beat Aaron Rodgers? No more than they were going to let Shedeur defeat Josh Allen. And you see what happened. You see what happened. So when you think in terms of what teams Shedeur could be traded to, I want you to eliminate the division that Josh Allen is in. Yeah, because that ain't gonna never happen. And I want you to eliminate any damn division or conference that will play against him. Should he come out and be the Super Bowl person, they're not gonna let Shedeur be on the other side of it. So eliminate an entire conference. That explains to you why it is that he's in Cleveland. They haven't won. They don't want to win. So he's safe over there. And by safe, he can't elevate the game because Stefanski is trying to pay attention, break him down to a check down king. And even with making Shedeur a check down king, he went toe to toe with Josh Allen, and people are now starting to say it out loud. The Browns won because there were some plays there, like that field goal. He took 3 points and threw it in the trash, so the game could not be tied. That's how desperate they are to hold Shedeur back. So you think they're gonna let him go into Pittsburgh and defeat Aaron Rodgers? How they gonna stop it? That's the question to ask yourself. How are they going to stop it? That's the question. It says Shilo recent Christmas video is hilarious. He just a grown-up kid. He is. I really liked him in the one he did with Dom in the design district in Miami. Because when I saw those kids, I was like, oh, the Atlanta Water Boys, the Miami edition. Because if you know anything about the Atlanta Water Boys, they the same way. They gonna crowd around you and oh, we got Cash App, so it's the same thing. It's just water instead of candy. So yeah, I really like that video. I think it'll do numbers too. It said they want the ratchet baby daddies at defensive back like Stephon. That's it. I just saw the video with Shedeur Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one because I think he just released that one, so he must still have. He like me. He got content for days, and he just got to slowly but surely get it out. So I guess Studsville is still the cameraman over there, and that he was the cameraman for the Garden Valley, and they did the behind the scenes. So that was good. Y'all go check that out. I think that's on. Is that on Well-Off's page or is that on Shedeur's page? I don't know who page it was on, but I did see it. It said he accepts her as a stepmom, so it's cool, right? And here's the thing, right? The fact that he accepts her as a stepmom because he respects his father, that means that Coach Prime is serious about this woman. When I saw them holding hands at the game, I was like, okay, you know, he was walking through and holding her hand or whatever. And I just gotta tell you, I kind of like seeing Coach Prime on the sideline. And I know people were like, yeah, but what he said, I'm gonna say that again. Yes, that's what he said, past tense. But see, things have changed. And Shedeur needs somebody on the inside. Why not Coach Prime? I mean, the way they're doing Shedeur, I mean, they keep fooling around and he gonna own half of that goddamn team. Because, you know, people are talking. Like, people are really calling for an investigation. Like, people are serious, saying that the Browns need to be investigated. You know, they want the situation with the guy stepping on Shedeur's finger, the tight end, Whiteheart, stepping on Shedeur's finger. They want the entire O-line investigated. They want Stefanski investigated. People are really pushing for this. I'm like, I just want you to stop and think, who gonna do the investigating? Because if it's the league itself, you wasting your time. But it's good to push for it. But you need to push for somebody else, an outside third party, to investigate. And somebody came into the comments and said it's time for a lawsuit or something like that. Why the AI want to respond was, yep, that's the only way to go. That's like, I mean, that's all that's left to do, right? You know, that's up to, if the Sanders don't do it, I don't know if somebody else gonna do it for them, but that's gonna take a minute. That's gonna take a minute. So the unexpected, and what we keep saying, what we keep seeing is the unexpected. We keep saying Shedeur outplayed Stefanski, outplayed the O-line. So they took it up a notch and tried to take him out the game by crushing his throwing hand. What they gonna do next week? That's why I posted and I tagged Shedeur, I tagged Miss Pilar, I tagged Bucky, I tagged Coach Prime. 2 games left. Buckle up. Coach Prime need to be at those games and visible, and people need to see. You see how they starting to complain Bucky having access? Did y'all notice that on that one of those little podcasters feel like Bucky should have earned the access? So Bucky's camera catches things. But see, here's the thing. Bucky actually cut out the part with the whole hand incident. He didn't even have to show it. Because I did, and so did a lot of people after I showed it. That video still never went viral in terms of the NFL. They got access to that. Nobody on any of the channels talked about it. They asked him about it in the little press conference. He said, go look at the film. Did they do it? You know why they didn't do it? Because they knew exactly what was going on. Buckle up. 2 games left. What they gonna do to stop him next? You already tried to step on my hand, and I gotta wait with it. So that means you want me to be unavailable. So how are you going to make me unavailable through these last 2 games? You think they want Shedeur going toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers? No. But here's a good stat for you. See, I got to go check the stats myself because they're not going to tell us about this. One of the reasons they want Shedeur to be a check down king is because it limits the deep ball. Why is that? Because they know what I just learned. Shedeur is the only rookie amongst the veterans, amongst 32 quarterbacks, the only rookie to have the longest deep ball this year. He's number 12 of 32. He's the first rookie's name that you get to. So if he would have had a 60-plus yard deep bomb, the balls you see he keep throwing to, the passes to Isaiah Bond or to the touchdown to Jerry Jeudy or to Harold Fannin Jr. That's why all of a sudden he has to be a check down king. How can you run around talking about Tyler Shaw, who just got to 300 yards? They were asking the internet, should Tyler Shaw be rookie of the week? I was like, he ain't threw for no 300 yards yet. Why did he throw for 300 yards in his last game? Because they need Tyler Shaw to be the only rookie so he can get the rookie of the year from Tech, who earned it. And yes, they will rob him. That's why. People were like, why they making him a check down Charlie all of a sudden? Because he out here killing it. Shedeur, once again, the only rookie category. And we're not talking about jerseys. We're talking about performance. So if he's the only rookie and he's 12 of 32, but the only rookie, how can he be traded as anything other than a QB1? How can he be traded at all when he's a franchise QB? That's why I got to hold back with the check downs. So it loses games and he loses passing stats, passing yardage. Yep. So going into the Pittsburgh game, I have to make him unavailable or make him a check down king. But he could win with that because he almost won with the Bills. And how many times can I read the game? It has to be in a different way. We can't keep sending the punter out there to take the ball and throw it to the stands. That ain't gonna fly no more. Just like the Wildcats don't work no more. The O-line, we got to clean it up a little bit. I think I read they just got a new O-lineman. Yeah, one. So who you think they gonna bench with the new O-lineman? I'm like, so it's funny how you had an O-lineman. You put him on waivers and he went to Tennessee. Everybody watched and been calling out all 4 O-linemen. So you went and got another one. And who is he going to replace? So pressure is working. So y'all need to keep it up. But you need to buckle up too. Because there's a lot at stake with these last 2 games. Even if the Browns lose, there's a lot at stake for Shedeur, because even when the Browns lose, Shedeur wins. You know, the Browns lost to the Titans, but Shedeur won. The Browns lost to the Bills. Shedeur won. The Browns probably going to lose to the Steelers, but guess who's going to win? How do we stop that? Understand these conversations are being had. Because Shedeur is unstoppable. So what they going to do? Heads up. It said the Sanders don't need the NFL and the rest of the haters validation at all. I totally agree with that. It said, can't say I disagree about Nikki. It said, Stefan had 4 girls at the same time. Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's a weird situation there. The well-off video is out. Which one is that? Hey, Clyde, how you doing? Welcome back. It said the young lady Shilo addresses his cousin is one of the twins with whom Coach Prime raised. Oh, okay. I didn't know about that. Okay. It said when Shedeur was playing for Jackson State, he heard about a little boy that didn't have any school supplies. And Shedeur went and they got the boy a book bag and filled it up with school supplies. Yeah. And you know what? I think when Coach Prime said, I think Shedeur was telling a story about how their dad took them technically across the tracks to the other, not to the hood, but in the city to play football so they could get that dog in them. They met a lot of people that didn't have what they had. So they have that heart of compassion. I mean, you would think a lot of people were like that, but he wasn't afraid to take his kids into the city. I have to respect him for that, because he didn't want them to just grow up privileged. He wanted them to know, like he took them to where he grew up. Then he took them to play ball in the city to balance them out. I respect that. I respect that big time. I mean, I really do. I mean, I look at Atlanta as that balance. I just do. You from a city that's not New Orleans, but like if you live in Houston, like Houston, the suburbs, not the city, because the city different now. When you live in the suburbs, and you know you were the only chip in the cookie, and it might have been a few more chips, but it wasn't a lot. Atlanta, moving to Atlanta for your adult life, whether it's law school or whatever, it provides that balance. If you have spent any time in Atlanta, when you get on a plane and you go to Miami or anywhere else, you like, oh, I'm ready to go back home. I mean, that's just what it is. That's what it is. Atlanta provides that balance for people who came from different environments. Even if you were Black and you grew up in another city, and maybe you grew up in the hood, but then you came to college in Alabama, and then you moved to Atlanta because it's only two and a half hours away for like Alabama State. You're gonna keep that. You won't keep this because it's elevated. It's elevated living for Black people. It just is. So Coach Prime taking his kids out of their cocoon, because that's what they grew up in, right? They went to a private school, but going to play football in the city, it provided that much needed balance to see something other than privilege, to know how people have it. One, it makes you appreciate what you have, but he wasn't just the type of parent to toss around money. You know, they talk about how they wanted to go to the mall. He took, was it a $50 bill and tore it in half and gave each of them a half? So he wasn't, I don't know if the word is frugal. I don't know if the word is frugal because I saw that tree. I'm like, I don't know if the word is frugal, but I think they say they didn't have trust funds or something like that. They didn't. Shedeur was like, I don't have a trust fund. He said that multiple times. He wanted people to know, you know, he didn't just grow up with a silver black spoon in his mouth and the way they were looking at him. But when people don't want you to succeed, they're going to look at you and paint the picture however you want. They don't care if you had a trust fund or not. You know what they care about? We don't want you to elevate the game. Because the people we want to bring in here, they can't do what you can do. And if I let you do it and they come behind you, it ain't going to work out for us. It's not. You can't go from Shedeur to the Manning Kid unless the Manning Kid going to get better. And he still ain't Shedeur. That's why they talking about Dante Moore. But they're not talking about trading Shedeur. Until he went toe-to-toe with Josh Allen. So immediately after the game, let's trade Shedeur. Guess who else they want to trade? Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. Why do you think they want to trade Myles Garrett? I'll tell you why they want to trade Myles Garrett, but I want to see what y'all think. Why all of a sudden trade Shedeur, trade Myles Garrett? I said, so let me get this straight. You want to trade your Defensive Player of the Year because he's too good. That ain't why I want to trade Myles Garrett. Can you guess why I want to trade Myles Garrett? I got two words for you. Carson Schlesinger. Yeah. So he can have the spotlight. Why do you think Myles Garrett hadn't set his sack record yet? And why do I want to trade Shedeur? Because like Myles Garrett said, he make everybody better. I don't want that either. I don't want leadership and I don't want accountability. Myles Garrett is accountability. Shedeur Sanders is leadership. Y'all Black. I want it to be Carson Schlesinger. And we're going to get us a white quarterback. Y'all take to the Browns the next few years. If you can't stand with the stomach to watch them, if Shedeur ain't there, keep in every now and then and watch how it changes. So it was a good thing Myles Garrett still stood up, because even had he been quiet, they would still be saying this. Why do you think it's a coincidence that Carson Schlesinger's numbers are where they are and nobody else on the defense is like that? Right. That's why. That's why. So trade Shedeur, trade Myles Garrett. That's the current narrative. It says Stephon Diggs play wide receiver, and just like future Nick Cannon, Teddy Riley, and Country Wayne, these ladies know about. That's not the point. I think what they're saying, James, it's not about how many kids they have. We're talking about the NFL and who it is they tear down and who it is they protect, who it is they build up, who they want to put on a pedestal. What Amber is saying is to have somebody like Stephon Diggs on a pedestal when he has 4 women impregnated at the same time is just as ridiculous as the NBA having Anthony Edwards on a pedestal after abandoning his youngest 4th or 5th child. No, that's what we're talking about. Like those people are not people to be on pedestals, but you want to tear down Shedeur. You want to kick on Shilo. you want to humiliate Coach Prime, but he's the father. Where's Stephon Diggs' father? Where is Anthony Edwards' father? But you want to kick on Coach Prime. That's what she's talking about. And we're not talking about society. We're not talking about the black community. We're talking about the NFL itself. They look the other way with the whole pink powder. And I said that's going to come back to bite them. And here we are. If you out in public doing stuff like that, ain't no telling what the hell you're doing in private. And here we are. So they want to tear down black excellence. And they want to hold up to the light people whose behavior is embarrassing to their own families. If they was broke, people would be ashamed to say that's my cousin. They wouldn't even say it. You wouldn't even know they was related until he rolled up to the family reunion walking. But because they rich, his family will likely claim them. So we're not talking about average people and what they do. We're talking about how the NFL tears down black excellence and embraces people like Stephon Diggs. That's what we're talking about. With ill behavior and overlooking that, but you want to step on Shedeur's hand so he can't play football. It said, Shedeur needs his mom at the games, not Prime. Okay, let's just address this, okay? Because I'm starting to see it. Let's just address this. First of all these people are grown. Number one, okay? They all need to be there. His mom is at the game. It's her and Shalimar. They've been at the games, right? We'll see Shilo every now and then, but you can see he got his own activities. Coach Prime should be with his girlfriend exactly where they were in the suite. If I saw Miss Pilar on the side and Shalimar, hell, if they want to be in the suite, they probably can be in the suite. But I don't think Miss Pilar would ask Shedeur to pay for that, especially being number 144. Then again, she might not want to be in one. She might want to be closer to the action. The point is, I don't care how the women get along. This ain't about them. It's not at all. I know his ex-wife, Miss Carolyn, likes, what's her name? Carucci, right? Hell, I feel like the whole Sanders clan ought to be at the family. Bring Jacquees too. I feel like they need that, right? But it's obviously just enough with Coach Prime to be there. And I do think he should be there in a capacity that it doesn't look like I'm spying on to see what y'all got going on. Because understand, they've been talking about that too. He there with his love, and she watching her stepson play. I don't have a problem with that. And if Miss Pilar want to be in the suite, I'm pretty sure she can be in one. These people grown. You got to move on. He was gonna move on at some point. I think she was in her own relationship. So we don't have time for that, right? This is a serious matter. The last thing you want to see is these people do what they think. Find a way to stop him that would likely piss everybody else in the world off, but they don't care because the agenda is still the agenda. That's what's important. How can we protect Shedeur or get Shedeur to protect himself and have Shedeur's awareness to be, you got 2 games left. They already try to make you unavailable by stepping on your throwing hand. What they gonna do next? That's the conversation that needs to be had. I mean, I hope after Christmas, this is the season of miracles. Maybe they like, okay, let's stop. Let's hope I'm wrong. Let's hope it's just some football that's going to be played. Because that's not what you saw in the Bills game. You saw by any means necessary. We are not winning this game, and we want to make Shedeur unavailable, and we're going to turn him into a check down king so he can fall out the top 12 because he the only rookie amongst the vets. Why do you think nobody else talked about that stat? The same reason nobody else showed and talked about the video and broke it down. That's why. If people actually have platforms would have talked about that, there would have been some type of, okay, you know what, let's try to get away from this type of behavior. But that's why it continues. Don't nobody say nothing. And people just want to repeat what other people say rather than you could have broke that video down and talked about that. But no. So here we go. Buckle up. Is it Shalimai? Yeah. Sometimes I say Shalomi, but I think it's Shalimai. It said Pilar was there. Yeah, they always at it said Shalimai is not coming over. She loves her mom. She can love her mom and still be respectful. Look here. This girl is 22 years old. She's 22, and I'm sure Shedeur loves his mom, right? Understand this though. When you love your parents, both of them, and they are no longer together, all point. If the woman ain't a gold digger and she got 14 million followers, so she ain't a gold digger. She got her own career. At some point as an adult, you have to say, you know what, I'm tripping. Did their mom date somebody else? The dude from Rap-A-Lot? What's his name? Prince? So I ain't hear nobody crying about that. I ain't nobody crying about that. So why is it a problem? If she has moved on, why it is a problem when Coach Prime moved on? People got to get over that. That divorce happened when they were little. That's for them to work on themselves, right? I'm happy to see Shilo embrace her because I know he a mama's boy. So for him to do that was huge. For Bucky to do it, I ain't gonna say he a mama's boy, but Bucky, he don't play about his mama. You think he don't play about his dad and his brothers? He don't play about his mama. But you see, he has embraced her. Why? Out of respect for his father. That's it. That's where it starts. And when you respect the other parent's person out of just pure respect, you might get to know them and like them. And you shouldn't feel guilty that Bucky's mom has moved on. So why should he have any feelings about it? He shouldn't. Shilo either, because his mom has moved on. Shedeur either, because his mom. Shalimai, her mom has moved on. Now, you could be stuck in your feelings, but when you can never, as kids, be stuck in your feelings about what your parents went through. Now, if your daddy cheated on your mama, then maybe you just not going to be, cool with your daddy like that because you feel like you can't forgive him. But you can't be in your daddy's face and mad when he gets somebody else, especially if your mom has already moved on. Life is short. Life is short. You can't be out here holding grudges for something that didn't even involve you. Adult relationships, while they're simple, they're complicated too, right? And you gotta let Coach Prime and Miss Pilar fix that. The fact that he had her at the house for the the draft party, that was a huge act of forgiveness. I don't even know what happened in their marriage. I really don't. I don't even care. I've been following him since Jackson State and don't even know. So why would I care now? I don't care. She not 17. She not even 27. She 37. I know she got a gray hair somewhere. I have said this before. She's at a point where life is changing for her. Don't forget, she's an actress. And she gonna go from the love interest to the grandmama in a minute. That's a lot for her. They're telling her, you're getting older. She's going to get less roles. No matter how attractive she is. That's just how it's going to go. So she got to deal with that. And then Coach Prime got to deal with getting older and life changing for him. This woman seems to be into him. And he wears depends, and he don't have a problem with saying it. Shilo said it. I wonder what she thought about his toes. I mean, it's a real question. I wouldn't have said it out loud, but Shilo don't have no filter. He's just funny like that. But it's a real question, nonetheless. If she can like him with all of that, then let's just be happy for him. Let's not worry about what other people are thinking. They might not be thinking nothing. We know Miss Pilar gonna show up for her kids. We watched her go from a game that Shilo was in to a game that Shedeur was in, like that. And that's when I sent her a message. I said, you are a good mom. I didn't say that because I don't like Coach Prime. I like Coach Prime. Hell, I wish she was my daddy. But that kind of be kind of hard. But, I'm just saying. He just seemed like a nice guy, and he generous and he nice to people and he teach him how to. I mean, he seemed nice. You know, he liked his girlfriend. You know, I don't know. I ain't gonna judge the man. That's my point. Why we just don't be happy that his mom found somebody else and then their dad found somebody else. And kids, they kids know that people don't like their kids' parents to move on. And when they get old enough, then they gonna realize, okay, yeah, I was being selfish. You can't expect your mom to not have a life. You can't expect your dad to never move on with somebody else. You can't do that. That's actually selfish. I'm just gonna put it out. All right. Well, that ends the doctor's in session. That ends that. So I don't care about none of that. I really don't. I'm happy Coach Prime found somebody because, you know, you're getting older. People don't want to be alone. You know, he dealing with Miss Connie. She was under the gazebo and they joking, talking about in 15 minutes she gonna be asleep, and she was asleep. I think they said she started to kind of go in and out with maybe dementia. I kind of think that's what I heard. Pat sent me the video and she said this is where I got that information from. And sure enough, Coach Prime said he dealing with DeAndrea. I didn't know she was involved in a custody situation. I didn't even see that coming. And then I think they talked about Miss Connie. You know, he really close to his mom. So that can't be easy for him to go through that. So if God send help before you need it, and the help is Karuchi in terms of having a life partner, somebody that he could be vulnerable with, then let's be happy that he happy and not distraught by what his son is going through. You know, they did that and crushed Shedeur's hand with him sitting right there. You know, that's his former employer. Can you imagine having your kids to work at your former employer? You done moved on to another company, but you got them a job over there. They got themselves a job over there. And they over there abusing your son or your daughter? That's crazy. So let's just be happy that he's happy because both parents have moved on. Let Coach Prime live. I know that's right. It said Prime said he like a son to him. Who, TJ? Oh, okay. Then that would explain why he there all the time, because he already family anyway. Okay, because I was wondering, I said, well, why is it we always see Young Dolph's son but not the daughter? And I was like, well, they have a special relationship with him anyway. But I don't think he's 13, so that's somebody else. Okay, that makes sense. Because he's at the house like he family already, so that makes sense. He is family. Okay. It said, if Shilo asked about CP toes, yes. He said he was going to ask. He said he was going to ask. It said the Bible names from the Old Testament, Shedeur, Shilo, and Shalimai. It said Shedeur in Hebrew means the field of light. Okay, and his presence is definitely casting the light on things. There's so many couples who are 15 to 20 years apart. People should get over it. Like that's crazy, right? Like, I know she got a great hair. I bet if I DM her, she ain't gonna tell me. But y'all done been 37. Y'all know when that gray hair start popping up, it just be one. Sometimes it's right here around the temple area. Sometimes it's in the back. That's just what happens. Women start going through, is it perimenopause at 37? Yeah. Life is changing for her. And then life is also changing for him. So they changes together. If she don't get a role, she gonna call him and talk about it. And because he's already been, rejected, he can help her through that. She gonna deal with that. They gonna help her as somebody's grandmama real soon, or somebody's mama. She gonna go from the love interest to the mama to the girlfriend. I mean, to the grandmama, like that. And it's gonna happen fast. No matter, she's pretty, but they don't care. She's still black. So, that's just what it is. That's just, they gonna find somebody else. That's just what they do. So she's at a good place, and she dated a lot of younger guys, and it didn't work out. So she said why she likes older guys, and I get it. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I know it's probably people in their feelings, but I don't know what for. He not married. They not cheating. She ain't married. They just in a different age bracket, and who cares? Long as they file their taxes, they both say they single. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. It say you single. It don't say you head of a household or you're married. I don't care. I'm happy for him. I like her. I watch her movies. I watched. Remember when she was in that show, Games People Play LA? Was she in that? No, that was London Lauren. She was in Lauren London. She was in another movie, another series. And I think if I'm not crazy, did Tracy direct the series that she was in? I think so. Okay, well, whatever. Because they were all at the house for the draft party, right? So, see, nobody cares. I'm happy for Bucky. Him and his girlfriend, I didn't even know they got back together. Brittany, she was over at his mom's when they were doing a like Christmas talent show. I think he gonna get married on us. And I'm happy for him, right? I'm happy for him. Okay, so 420 said basketball fans, good. And Ramont said basketball fans, good. And said, I would like to know who named the kids. No, but is Shiloh's middle name Dion? Because I thought he said his name was Shilo Dion Sanders. Let me know if somebody find that out. I was watching one of his podcasts. I don't know. I thought he said Shilo Dion Sanders. So let me know if somebody find out if that. Warriors fan. Okay, all right, Ramont. Clyde, basketball. Good. We will be talking about basketball. LeBron. Okay, Sharon. Yeah. Julian talking about, yeah, Karuchi, she not a little kid. I mean, she's pretty, but she not 17. Like, you know, that would be disturbing. I don't even know why he want to date somebody that's 17, to be honest. That's different, right? That ain't what we talking about. I mean, honestly, in his, you know, line of work or whatever, being really active, he probably should date somebody that's younger than him so she can keep up, right? When you get older, you don't time running around like that. Just saying, you know, you saw Miss Connie out there taking a nap. It happens, right? It happens. She's 37. So let's just be happy for Coach Prime. And I'm happy for Karuchi too. Because she seemed like she liked it, right? Like she was laughing with Bucky and her little laugh is funny. She was like, you're my stepson. I mean, yeah, that's funny, right? They all seem to get along. And she can hold her own too. Because remember when they were in the hospital, somebody was trying to insinuate that when she come around, things don't happen. And I was like, I think you might be in your feelings a little bit because your mom, but let it go. But, you know, that happens in families. When you blend families, everybody can't be happy. Right. Long as he ain't cheating on Karuchi, I don't really care. Panthers didn't play today. They played Seattle December 28th. Okay, who played football today? Oh, Jay Too Easy, Pistol fan. Okay, good. Y'all, if you're just not joining us, drop a basketball emoji. Drop your favorite basketball team because I'm headed to my first basketball game of the season this Saturday. The Hawks and the Knicks. It starts at 8. I'm probably going to go live for a minute from there unless I can post up somewhere. So, yeah, this is that time of year I begin to pivot. And we will always be talking about wherever Shedeur at, especially with this situation going on. So don't worry about that. It's gonna be probably a Shedeur update every day. If I can get it. It says Shilo said Dion's new girlfriend has changed Dion and that he had a Christmas tree in the house because Dion never wanted to have a tree in the house when they grew up. Right. And I know people like that, right? I know people like that. You know, the person is different and sometimes the person they with be different. So she seems to be bringing out a softer side, and there might, and the kids, some of them might be in their feelings because you ain't do that for us, you know. And I get it, and you just gonna have to make that right. I don't know how, but you know, therapy works, right? I understand, you know, why you didn't do this when we were little. I get that, I get that, but that's for him to work on with his kids. You know, I don't know why he didn't. I have no idea. Gina, welcome back. How you doing? It said. Is that why the tree was so small? It said in a house like that, the tree was huge. I saw the tree. It was massive. It was massive. That's what I was thinking. Anybody saw the tree? It looked massive when I saw it. Prime, how you doing, Anthony? Anthony Vance. Oh, welcome back, Anthony. Welcome back. I thought the tree had good size. So, trying to explain the sabotage. Okay, stop playing. It's about whiteness. That's a good way to sum it up. That's a good way to sum it up. Cleveland media are the worst, right? It said Yeah, you know what? You know what's wrong with the people in Cleveland? I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with the people in Cleveland. 1 second. Coca-Cola, just in case anybody don't know. Here's what's wrong with the people in Cleveland. And I'm not talking about the citizens. I don't know them, but the media. Okay, y'all know who Big Snacks is, right? He been over to one of our live streams. Anybody that's friendly with me, I'm friendly with them. So he did a piece about Cleveland media tripping when it comes to Shedeur talking about he was filming a documentary or something or whatever. So I just listened to it. It was good. And I left a message. I said, yeah, Merry Christmas, fam. I said, oh, they big mad, huh? I said they big mad because they're seeing Black reporters in the building. And turns out it's more than one Black reporter. It's not just Daniel Oyefuse. This lady on X thought Daniel Oyefuse was the only Black reporter. So a Black reporter asked the question and she got mad at Daniel, whatever Marie said. She got mad at Daniel and he was like, that's not even me. And she said, oh my God, I didn't know you weren't the only Black reporter. And she apologized. And again, I laughed because it was hilarious. And I said, I'm glad that wasn't me. I'm glad that wasn't me because you know, you have egg on your face. When you see the video, it's several Black reporters. And I know it's a young lady from the News 5 place, but it's like 3 or 4 Black men. See this, and then add Bucky to that, and it's another one. So if it's 12 people in the room, 6 are Black and 6 are white. And then here we go. Another Black quarterback, right? I have named all of the Black quarterbacks, the ones that take the podium as the lead. You would think would be Deshaun, but hell, he done been injured so much. I don't even know who they had up there. I'm thinking Jameis Winston after Deshaun got injured. But here comes Shedeur. And then he's drafted 144. The whole purpose of him being drafted late was so he could never obtain the QB1 spot. But here we are. Right? That's why you see all the sabotage. That's why you see all of the collaboration to take him down. So you have the media in Cleveland. If you look at all of the podcasters, for the most part, the analysts, the podcasters, it's a white man's game in Cleveland. It is. And Mary Cabot and some girl named Ashley. Other than that, that's it. And it's that one podcast that guy, Henry 29, was on, the one y'all told me about, Henry Davis or somebody like that. And they just celebrated him too. And I reposted it. Whatever show, that's the most Black people I've seen on a show. Whatever show Henry somebody 29 was on. The one that said after a game, maybe the Titans game, that's our franchise quarterback right there. And see, he played, right? See, the rest of these people, the people who you hear and see, they never played the game. They in the game because somebody was like, hey, this is a new lane. And if whenever a new lane opens up in this country, this is what happens. They flood, right? They want to be the experts for the game they never played. And they feel like, because, you know, maybe somebody watch your channel more or watch, and none of them just have outstanding views. Let's just be honest. But they the first to post, right? Or they have a press badge. They feel like it's their space. I'm like, what the hell make you think it's your space? It's not your space. This the internet. If you want to just goddamn it get in this lane, then be consistent with it and record and tell people what you think. And if people like it, then keep it pushing. Just keep doing it, right? But see, that don't happen for everybody. So what they're seeing is droves of Black content creators come at them on the internet. That's one. Now they're seeing more and more Black reporters, and they got Shedeur in front of them, and they never thought that would happen because he was trapped. So Shedeur is the leader of the team. And now I got to share what I thought was my space with 6 Black reporters, including Bucky, who I think is too new to the scenario because Shedeur just got here and he should have to earn some type of documentary. I'm like, he ain't doing no documentary. He doing what he do every week. So they want to say Bucky isn't qualified to be in the room with them because they have a press badge. You know how you get a press badge? go apply for it. That's it. I tried to do it for the Celebration Bowl, but I was late. All I had to do was give my company information and they would have got back to me. But it said, oops, it closed on November the 3rd. I was like, oh shit, I'm late. But guess what? That's okay because I know now for next year. And I don't even know if I want to do that because I like to move around and interview people. I don't want to just be stuck in one place, right? But the point is, if you want one, then that's how you get one. It's not rocket science. And no, they don't have to give it to you. And yes, they probably play favorites. But because there's more Black people coming into the press space, ESPN, Daniel Oyefuse works for ESPN. The Carmen young lady, she works for the news, like the TV news, whatever they got, Fox 5 or something. I think she works for them. And it's still 3 other Black men in there and Bucky. So they feel threatened. We're not by ourselves. The only way they can dominate the space is because it's just them. And they can say whatever the hell they want to. But then when somebody like yours truly pops up, a question. And one of the things I heard them say, and Big Snack reported on it, is, and I knew instantly when I heard the question asked to Shedeur, something went off. But I never expected anybody with a microphone to talk about the HBCU part. So the question was, I think a Black person asked Shedeur, since you started off your football career at an HBCU and then Colorado, how did it prepare you for like now? Yada, yada, yada. But I heard the HBCU part and I was shocked. And I said, oh, that's a Black person. I was doing something else. And my brain registered all of that just like that. But this is what the white guys on the 92 channel said. This is what Big Snacks report about. He said the question was scripted. Shedeur, we had to wait for, I guess, Bucky to get in here or somebody else to get in here. And then they could start the press conference. And the press conference obviously started with a scripted question. It was scripted because he asked about an HBCU or because he was Black and he asked about an HBCU. That happened for real. It's out there. I'm like, so because a Black reporter asked Shedeur about an HBCU experience in football, because that's part of his journey. It's a scripted question. And because Bucky is in the room, you're essentially saying he's not qualified because you insist he's filming a documentary. He got an NFL press badge, apparently. He couldn't have got in there no other way. That's what they pissed off about. So now I got all these Black dudes in here and Daniel Oyefuse and then Carmen and 3 more people, I don't know their name, and now I got Bucky. They looking around and the room starting to get a little caramel. They're starting to get a little color in the room. They feel threatened. And why is that? Because they're being challenged. No, gone are the days where you just get up and harass Shedeur. Gone are the days that you can say this is your space. You had no claim to the space. We just hadn't shown up yet. And what happens when we show up? A year later, it's us. What happened with the NFL before we got there? Okay. So they feel that every single time. Jack Johnson, every single time. That's why they want to exclude us from spaces so we can't partake. I'm a firm believer that I need to start seeing some Black people in the stats space. I need to see, I want to see something different from us in this space. It's too many people repeating what other people say. I want to see somebody who understands analytics. I don't want you just to call out the stats. I want you to track the damn stats. And I want you to come back every week and tell us what the stats are. And if you don't do it, I'm going to do it. But I'm giving you an opportunity because I already started it. Because I speak Satanese. But I don't want to just see PFF. I want to see a Black analytics company own part of that space. We play the game. We're intellectuals. We can do more than repeat what they talked about today. We can do more then talk about the game that we already saw. Tell me what it's going to look like in the future with the stats. Tell me what it looks like with the stats. Tell me about the positioning. Why am I the only person that's talking about Shedeur being the only rookie out of 32 amongst the veterans? He's number 12. Why am I the only person talking about, okay, this is why they're doing the check downs with him? See, here's the thing. I'm not the only person that knows. I'm not. They know too. The people who think the space is theirs, they know. It's about doing the work. And too many of us have gotten into this space to repeat what other people said. What the hell do you think? I mean, that's just what it is. So they're starting to feel our presence on the NFL press side of things. Remember, they already had Method Man filming. They just had King Griffey Jr., I think, filming. They got Bucky filming, and now Bucky went from the outside to the press room. See, that's different. And they know it's different, and they don't like that because they feel like it's their space, and it's not. You take there first. So they trying to make Bucky seem like he isn't qualified to be in that space. He's only there because of Shedeur, and Shedeur just got here, so he needs to earn something. He did. He earned the QB1 role, so deal with it. They're not used to being challenged that way. That's too bad, because I love to ask questions. Hell, I wake up on certain days and just start firing off whatever the hell it is I'm thinking. And then I'm going on a coffee break and I'm going to be back. I'm going for a coffee break and then I'm going to come back. And that's when I start posting. Since they wanted to talk about interceptions on before Christmas break. You know what I posted? The top 5 quarterbacks with the most interceptions. None of them are Shedeur Sanders. Sam Darnold, isn't he kind of in the vibe for the Super Bowl? He on the list. JJ McCarthy, why they ain't talking about him? You see what I'm saying? That's the only way you go counteract and challenge them, is to take the time to post the truth. They know it. They just know nobody else gonna take the time to post the truth. So I'm gonna take the time to post the truth. Yeah, I gave you the time. I'm gonna post the truth. But there should be other people in the space counteracting the other narratives. In addition to that, it shouldn't just be 2 white guys from Pro Football Focus. There's no way I don't see Black people with genders, not gender specific at all, sitting there discussing the stats and the grades and the this and the that. Create your own damn system. I remember when Coach Prime said it at Colorado. Who is PFF? What is PFF? That didn't always exist. They just created that. And now they're experts. You have to position yourself. You have to position yourself. I'm positioning myself. I already told y'all my initiatives, some of them for next year. Some of them I'm going to keep right here. People ask me what I want to do. I don't know. I'm going to let you know when I know. I'm going to keep going. And as God open these doors, I'm going to keep walking through it and I'm going to keep challenging. Because that's what needs to be done. Because they think this is their space. So we need to be invited in. Absolutely not. You don't own the airwaves. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. You just have to know what you're talking about, and people have to want to listen to you. That's it. So I encourage people all the time, if that's what you want to do, I say do it. Just make sure you can be consistent. It said Cleveland media is the worst. Yep. It said, remember 12 million followers and still counting. 12 is elite. Absolutely. The great white hype. Yep. That's what it was going to be this year, Ramon, because it's crazy. They were trying to rig the Heisman right in front of our faces, which told me, oh, that's what y'all did with the Shedeur last year. They tried to rig the Heisman right in front of our faces when they thought the man and kid was coming out. Oh, I'm going to be following the Ole Miss game because, Trinidad is over there, so in Austin. And they playing in New Orleans on New Year's Eve. I don't know how I'm going to follow it because I ain't going to be home, but I'm going to talk about it later. Because remember, Trinidad is supposed to be his NFL year, but he's petitioning for another year eligibility. I think so. Diego Pavia was petitioning too for a 7th year, but I don't know if he got it. These podcasters know what's going on. They don't want to step on Mr. Charlie Toe. That must be what it is. That just must be what it is. I just figured like anything else. You see a wave and you just grab a surfboard and hop on, and you don't do no different. You don't have any originality. You're not trying to make this your space. You're just capitalizing off the wave. And when the wave dies down, you just move on to the next thing. That's what I think it. I think it is. That's what I think it is. It said, hell no, Tyler's a bomb, and Dart a Pop Tart. It said they know Shedeur's him right. And what they trying to do is before the season is over, they want to take him out that he's 12. They want to knock him down by using these check downs. Because if he would have had, because I looked, his longest pass in this game was 26 yards. See, they go back after every game and try to figure out what they need to do. But for Tyler Shaw to be the only quarterback in the conversation, that's why didn't nobody talk about the stat, because they knew Shedeur was the only quarterback and they didn't want to bring the attention to it. That's how desperate they are to hurt him back. But everybody knows Shedeur's him. But they just gonna keep pushing the narrative. And I don't even know who's listening to them except for the haters. And you don't have to convince the haters of anything. They already got their mind made up. But I don't hear no Dylan people no more. They suddenly disappeared, right? That's what people need to be trying to figure out. They want to talk about where Shedeur gonna be next year. Where the hell Dylan gonna be at? That's a good question. Are they trading him somewhere? Like, what they gonna do with him? They talking about getting another quarterback. So let me guess, you're gonna have Deshaun, Shedeur, Dylan, and a fourth guy? And you talking about getting Dante Moore? What the hell you gonna do with Dylan? That's a valid question. I don't know why Cleveland the only team with all these damn quarterbacks. It said the Manny kids draft stock dropped. It said that loss the Texas took, they had 3 points. What game was that, Sharon? What game did Texas have 3 points? The one against Michigan or another game? Let me know. Because I knew they were supposed to play Michigan. Just check Shedeur's DNA and you will see greatness, right? And to try to refute that, right? To try to isolate him from his father and not admit that the NFL loves DNA. All of these people that, you know, their fathers played. I didn't know Joe Burrow had family. Somebody was in the NFL before him. He's a part of that, right? You got both of the Kelsey brothers. Hell, they let what's his name? The one, Randy Moss. His son, his own team that he played for, Minnesota, let his son try out because he's Randy Moss's son. But did the Falcons do anything where Shedeur or Shilo was concerned? And I didn't even know. They never retired Coach Prime number 21 jersey. I had no idea. I'm like, nah, that's crazy. I didn't even know he even played for Baltimore. So that made sense. I didn't know he played for the Commanders, right? That's just what it is. It said, I was just saying, folks are looking at Carucci as if she was still with Chris Brown. Yeah, that was eons ago. How old is Chris Brown's daughter? Is she like 15 or something? So that's how long ago that was. Fannin also sure should be rookie of the year. Tyler Shaw is nowhere near rookie of the year. White privilege. Yeah, that's what it's giving. That's exactly what it's giving. And it's funny how they want to compare him to the guy that was drafted number 1. I'm trying to make Cam look bad because you want Will Levis to be the quarterback next year. I tell you what, you owe Cam $48 million. If you want to bench him and he lets you, then let's see. Because see, they don't know Cam like that. They want to play with Cam as if he a toy. That dude right there, I wouldn't even play with him like that because he gonna have something to say. And if knowing Cam, he gonna do more than say something. Shedeur is a movement, not a moment. And you know what? That's what's gonna end up happening. See, they looking at Shedeur like they were pre-draft. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Yeah, Cam gave him a run for their money. And see, they thinking, oh, you know, the Sanders might do this or the Sanders might do that. It ain't gonna be the Sanders. It's gonna be somebody else that is totally unexpected. Even when they drafted Tyler Shaw, he held out because he wanted a guaranteed contract. I thought they was like, we did you a favor. He like, I don't give a damn. Give me my money. They were talking about JJ McCarthy was out there dancing somewhere, and they was mad because he wasn't doing well or whatever. And I was like, why should he be any different? You let him go a whole year and didn't do a damn thing and gave him the keys to the team. Why should he change his behavior? Same thing with Jackson Dart. They want him to be different. He like, I ain't changing nothing. Why should he? You put him on a pedestal when he didn't deserve it. But Shedeur actually, he don't need to be no pedestal, but he was the number 2 pick overall. See, all you're seeing is karma play out. I don't know when the Saints gonna get theirs, but they gonna get it though, because they over there really trying to prop this situation up and use other people and rob them of what they earn. For them to even ask the question about Ted McMillan is disgusting. And I read the comments and people were like, so y'all forgot y'all had the bench Tyler Shaw, huh? I was like, hit the like button. If you don't hold him accountable, they ain't gonna hold themselves accountable. They're not gonna hold themselves accountable. They have proven that. And the media not gonna do it either. The Browns are doing too much. Right. Enough is enough. Totally agree. It says Stefanski was on Facebook today congratulating the Browns that made the Pro Bowl. Was it him or a clone? Really? That's interesting. Yeah. Nah, you know that whole Pro Bowl thing? I'm telling y'all, Shedeur could have came in first. And before them results went public, they threw his in the trash. But that's okay. That's okay. We don't worry about those types of things. What about the guy that's suing? Yeah, that's going to take a couple of years, I would imagine. Some big ears. It said, stay tuned. Yeah, I agree. They said a black man, HBCUs at the post conference. So the media thought it was a plan. They said a black man. They also said Netflix had cameras there. They're scared of getting caught. No, they scared of not being relevant. Get caught what? They lie on their channel every day. Matter of fact, I think they might already be being sued. The 92 station, I feel like they already being sued. I'd have to look into that, but I feel like they already being sued. I'm not sure what for, but I do think they might already be being sued. They're afraid of not being relevant. Oh, because think about it. They post like maybe 5 times a day. So you know why they do that, right? So they can force the positioning. Oh, we're the people going to go to because we post the most. That's really what it's a numbers game, right? So they try to drown out everybody else by posting inside information, but posting more often, right? And I don't even know if they really have no inside information. Hell, Mary Cabot, the one that seemed to have all the info, her and Tony Grossi. So, but I just think it's interesting how suddenly they want to trade Shedeur and they want to trade Myles Garrett. I said, oh, you want to trade the leaders of the team? Oh, okay. The best quarterback you've had in decades and your defensive player of the year after they go toe-to-toe with the Bills. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Let's get rid of them because they're good. They want the dysfunction. They want the players under their thumb. I hope they both get out of there. It said the game looked different last week. For real. It said with them holding back Shedeur. Yeah, with them check downs. That's everybody noticed it. They're like, why is Shedeur playing timid? I'm like, wash your mouth out with soap. You know Kevin Stefanski makes the game plan. And people complained about that. So let's see what happened this week. Yeah, the guy that asked Shedeur about his HBCU experience. Oh, I knew that was Bucky. No, I never thought that was Bucky. But Bucky was in a room and they said something about a documentary or something like that. And honestly, that ain't none of their business because this is not your building. You a guest. That Jimmy Horn picture is so spot on. Yes. Bucky's video about the Sanders Christmas. Oh, okay. So it did come out. Okay, it did come out. It was a 10-minute video. Cleveland wants somebody to take over that contract. It said the Browns hesitated to give it to him because he set the market. Oh, you talking about Myles Garrett? They want somebody else to take over his contract? That's funny because Miami wants somebody to take over Tua contract. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think he's going to end up in a situation like Russell Wilson, where Miami going to have to ship him off before June 1st, but pay him anyway. I believe Shedeur will have a great game against the Steelers unless sabotage get in the way because the Steelers have a bad passing defense. Samson will be back, and I hope Njoku will be back. Yeah, okay. We're going to see who back because what's today? Today is Friday. That should already be out. The injury list. Let's see who's on the injury list right fast. Oh, today was Thursday. Oh, it's midnight. Okay, so it's Friday now. Let's see the injury report for the Browns, week 17. Is that what it is, week 17? Okay, let me share my screen so y'all can see. Oh, Brendan Bates is out. The one who jostled the ball in the end zone and pulled the Mark Andrews. Let me share this with y'all so we can look at this. Hit the like button, y'all. There are 175 of us, 195 of us. Hit the like button. Thank you, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see. So y'all can see the Browns injury report. Here we go. Okay. Whatever. Okay, so we have Brendan Bates. Now, y'all know that's the guy, the tight end. That's the one that was jostling around the football like a hot potato, a la Mark Andrews, and cost us a touchdown. Joel Batonio, not injury related. Oh, so they rested him. Is this really week 17? Wait, let me double check. Week 17? Let me triple check. So they taking all the troublemakers out, huh? Or just the white troublemakers? Let's see. Brendan Bates, troublemaker. Joel Batonio, troublemaker. Tyson Campbell, one of their best defensive players. Mason Graham, his ribs. Mike Hall Jr., illness. Miles Harden, that's number 26. Remember the guy in the game before this one? I forgot what game that was. He got burned. Oh, Chicago. He got burned 3 times. He got burned 3 times before. Hold on one second. I thought y'all could see this. He got burned 3 times before the end of the first quarter. He's out. Remember in this game, I applauded him because I said, "Oh, he said you're not gonna screw me." He went out there and started tackling, and that's when Stefanski hurry up and reach for his headset. Yeah. And then so that's Miles Harden. That's the cornerback. I think that's him, number 26. And then we have Rashawn Jenkins, the safety ankle. Tevin Jenkins, another troublemaker. He's out. Sam Kamara. Oh, he on defense. David Njoku. Do not play. Let's see. Who is this? Winston? I don't know who that is. A linebacker. Dylan Sampson, running back. His hand. Shedeur Sanders, let's see, right finger. So he had full practice. So he'll be playing, I guess. Carson Swestinger, his ankle. Wyatt Teller. He said he don't have no injury, but they have one listed. And Denzel Ward, they have one listed. And then for Pittsburgh, do they have as many people? Let's see, Aaron Rodgers, he's not out, but his left wrist, full practice. Do not play Jalen Ramsey. That was yesterday. Illness. Okay, so maybe he's not gonna be in there. I don't know. Do not play or do not practice. Calvin, I don't know the rest of these people. So what y'all think about the people? They're not necessarily out, but limited practice. DNP is either do not play or do not practice. What do y'all think about all of these? It's a lot of people from the Browns. What do y'all think about this? So I thought it was interesting. Joel Batonio, it said his injury he's not injury related, it's rest. Yeah, a lot of limited practice in one DNP. Interesting. Pittsburgh. Let's see. DNP did not participate in practice. Okay, so that's not do not play. That's did not participate in practice. So I don't know what they're gonna do with these people. That's a lot of people on the list. Limited practice. Only one do not practice. So we're gonna have to wait and see who's actually out. I think sometimes they use this as a strategy, but it's a lot of people on this list, so you just never know. Let me know what y'all think about that. Let me know what y'all think about the limited practice, folks. Shedeur was limited practice. Or was he full practice? Because of his finger. his right finger. He was full practice. Who else was full practice? Nobody else. So Shedeur still practice. Okay, that's interesting. Shedeur was full practice with his hand. Everybody else was limited practice, besides Njoku, who did not practice. Interesting. Okay, I guess we just gonna have to wait and see. Yes, that's what we're gonna have to do. So let me know what y'all think about that. Then we're gonna get ready to wrap up and get out of here. So I guess I'm going to the game tonight. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get some sleep. That's tomorrow. Wait, today is Friday. So no, the game is Saturday. The game is Saturday. Okay. All right. So I still got some time. All right. So let me know what y'all think about the long list of ailments. Somebody said when he say something crazy, I dock him. Who we talking about? Isaiah. It said that last Shilo video was so gratifying. I want my kids to come over in that house whenever, if only to breathe. That is hilarious. It said Bucky was booing. What's that, Talisa? Miss Pilar says she prefers being in the stands. Okay, there we go. Yeah, everybody has moved on in life. The entire family should be in attendance at the game. Yeah, everybody to moved on to something else. He should bring everybody. They got empty seats anyway. They do have a lot of empty seats. I don't know if it's a winter thing or people just fed up with the Browns. Shedeur mom is at every game because she lived with Shedeur, and before the game, she lives with Shedeur. And before the game, Shedeur went and hugged his sister and mom last week. Yeah. Oh, that's right. She's in Cleveland. Okay. All right. I thought Shilo should have moved there. I did. I don't know why. Maybe because the Shedeur house got robbed. I don't know. But I was like, I mean, he might as well. If he wanted to get back in the league, he can work out and stuff. But, he's in Miami. He's in Miami. So, Coach Prime a long time ago. Facts. There will always be their parents. Right. That never changes. That never changes. Yeah, that never changes. Right. And nobody's trying to replace your parent. Normally young kids feel like that. But, everybody, I think the youngest out of the 5 is Shalimai, and she's 22 now. She just turned 22, I think. So they don't have no babies over there. Prime ain't budging. She had her chance. It did work. But I say to each his own. I say to each his own. Y'all forget about Tracy. He dated her. I don't think, Miss Anyway, I don't think that relationship was a waste of time. See, we weren't there. Now, what I do know, did y'all know that Tracy Edmonds married Eddie Murphy for like 24 hours? Did y'all know that? And their marriage broke up because she felt like it was too many people at the house. Like they said Johnny Gill was over there all the time or something like that. And a lot of people lived at the house. And she didn't like that. So after they got married, like in the Bahamas, somewhere weird like that, she was like, well, everybody finna leave. And he was like, nah, we're not finna be no different. And they split up. So, I mean, when they met, it wouldn't surprise me if he put all the chips on the table. And some women kind of go for it, right? Some women are like, okay, I'm cool with this. And maybe because she had her own marriages that didn't work out. I didn't even know she was married to Eddie Murphy. I was watching that on YouTube. I was like, damn, I had no idea. So we weren't there, right? And if you're a woman in a relationship with a dude, if you want to be in a relationship and roll the dice for 10 years, that's on you. That's on you. I mean, I don't know how nobody could lead you on for 10 years and y'all don't even live together. I'm just saying. I just felt like I didn't know much about their relationship, the 10-year part. I felt like they both had marriages that didn't work. And with their schedules being bi-coastal, I felt like they liked it like that. That's just, I mean, you can kind of look at the one episode when they was building a house together somewhere. And, there's always signs. Just saying. Good luck with it. when I found out about the Eddie Murphy thing, I was like, no, why would she marry him? I mean, I like her, but I did ask the question. I was like, so why would she marry him if it was already people living at the house? What made her think just because they got married, he was going to kick the people out? And he didn't. I think it was Johnny Gill. It was, you know how some people always like people around like that. And then they was living there too. She didn't like that. I'm like, hey, you marry nobody like that. Like, if you meet a guy and he got a lot of guys living with him, I mean, that's just kind of ain't gonna change because he give you his last name. He just figured you down with it. So cool, right? Like I heard somebody say, start the way you want to finish. If you don't want to finish that way with a lot of people living in your house, don't start off like that. That's all. It said Prime just want ain't no marriage. I don't know. I don't know. Because remember when he had his show, Coach Prime said he was thinking about having another kid, and everybody was like, whoa. And remember the host? I forgot her name. She was like, with who? Like, oh, that was very telling. Because he don't tell her everything. Roxy, that was her name. I guess the show don't come on no more. I don't know. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. She was like, with who? And I thought Coach Prime and Carucci met because of her. I don't even know. TJ want to smoke with Shilo. Yeah, that was hilarious. TJ said it was on site. Yep, he said he was waiting on him. Gray hair shows up in every part. Gray hair show up everywhere. You just don't know. I was in my 20s and she was late 40s and she fell in love. We grown though. You know, it just happens. I believe they were married when DeAndrea called her little grandma. What? Oh, when people were calling Carucci little grandma or something like that. I think I remember that. I don't think they're married though. Then again, hell, it could be. I don't know. I'm just not mad at the relationship. I to each his own. It's not like she's 17. She's not even 27. In 3 years, she'll be 40. So good, whatever. Just whatever. And in 3 years, he'll be 60. Let them people live. They're about to be having the same damn conversations. It said, Prime has a type. Yes, he does. A lot of men do, though. A lot of men and women do. As a matter of fact, here's a true story. They say if you a guy and your best friend looks like you and you have a baby out of wedlock, you might want to get a paternity test because women have a type. That's what the story is. Yeah. And sometimes it happens. So, you know, you have to, if some people have a type, it's just true. That's just the reality. Some people like rich people. They don't care what they look like. Like rich people. They don't care, right? Some people like bums. Like some people like people you got to fix up, like a project. Like some people like bums. So everybody got some kind of type, right? Where you can look through your life and see a pattern. That's just what it is. Let them people live. That's what I say. Let them live. I don't know why people mad about it though. Like, what do you care? I don't understand what the big deal is. Yep, Prime has a type. They both wrong. Yep, it says Shilo and Shedeur middle name is Dion. What? Okay, so Miss Pilar came up with the first name for the kids, and I'm assuming the middle name was Coach Prime's doing. Now, what is Shalomire's middle name? What is it? Some spinoff of Dion or something like that, or is it just like totally different? I'm just trying to stay out of timeout. Why are you in timeout? That's hilarious. Pilar stated she named all of her kids. Their names are Hebrews. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Nikki, and welcome back. Merry Christmas. I saw you on IG. I liked your post and sent a message. Shilo Deion Sanders. So yes, that is his middle name. It said Bucky might as well lock Britt down. I feel like they're gonna get married. I do. Shiloh's middle name is Dion. Pilar said if she had her way, all the children would have been named Dion. Oh wow. Oh, okay. I don't know anything about their relationship before they got married. Like, was they one of them celebrity couples on the red carpet everywhere? I don't know anything about them like that. Coach Prime is not Bill Belichick. Right. That's not the same thing. Yes, she did say that. Yes, he did. It says Shedeur's middle name is Dion as well. Okay, so both of the sons are Dion. So what is the daughter's middle name? I'm just curious. It said, I don't think his children worried about her. Yeah, I hope not. They young. They older. Shedeur Deion Sanders. I had no idea his middle name was Deion. That tree was huge. See, that's what I thought. We talking about the Christmas tree. I thought the tree was huge because the house is massive. And the tree still looked huge, right? Because when Shilo was over by the tree, he was kneeling down. The tree was it's wide and it's tall. So it's one of those statement trees that are like in the middle of the foyer. It just take up it ain't even a foyer. Was that a foyer? That's how big it was. I don't even know. But it's huge. I knew the tree was huge. So their middle names are Dion. Text as much as you want to make the show fun. Yes, thank you. Merry Christmas. Hey, Stephen, welcome back. You grown. Drink whatever you want. I know that's right. Tina said she saw Big Snacks. If y'all didn't watch Big Snacks video where they were talking about, they was in their feelings because something about a documentary and the HBCU question was scripted. That just tells you who they are. They feel threatened. They're just threatened because they see a way. I'm telling y'all, it's so many channels talking about Shedeur. Somebody actually said to the Shedeur Sanders podcasters, that's how they said it. I see y'all using my content. Thank you. You're welcome, or something like that. Lima, the person, last name Lima or first name Lima. I don't know what show they on. I was like, let me make sure I don't be using stuff like that. But I don't even know what the hell he was talking about. I didn't see nothing familiar. So, but that's how they feel. They feel the presence of all of the podcasters. I can't tell you how many channels there are on this topic. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's thousands upon thousands. Like, it's crazy. And they feel it because they used to just being them. There has never been a player, not even Baker Mayfield or what's his name, the one, Johnny Manziel. They may have had people to come and cheer for them, buy their jerseys, show up at the games. They ain't have no podcasters. Like, nobody owns the podcast space like Shedeur Sanders. Not Shilo, and he related, but he getting them. But there's not a lot of videos of a lot of channels dedicated to Shilo. He got his own motion. But Shedeur owns the algorithm. Understand that. Shedeur owns the algorithm. And Bucky posted something saying, yeah, people just saying anything to use his name. He owns the damn algorithm. It ain't going nowhere. No time soon. And I don't even care if he ain't in the NFL. They're going to find something else to talk about. They just going to wait for every waking moment of what it is that he's going to do. I said it, he owns the algorithm. I have never seen anything like that. And my thing is, you have somebody, and we comfortable with the 14 million fans, right? They feel the pressure. The podcasters, the analysts, the media, even big box media feels the pressure from social media and podcasters or whatever. Man, like in every platform, this conversation, the comments are loaded with content about Shedeur. Don't go to a Cleveland page. And if they don't post Shedeur, oh Lord. And see, that's why I said you can look and see how Cleveland feels about Shedeur. They don't post about him being the future. I just saw a post today. I didn't even hit the like button, and a lot of people didn't even look at it. They posted about 4 or 5 different players. And I don't even know who it was, but they didn't have Shedeur in there. It could have been the people going to the Pro Bowl. If it ain't about Shedeur, they don't care. They do not understand that in Cleveland. They don't understand that. They like, how do you make this stop? They think they can outpost it. They think they can overtalk it. No. I said it. He's an icon. He's not just a cultural icon. He's a sports icon. And they can't stop it. See, they used to controlling the narrative. Whatever they say is what people believe. Remember early in the year, I told y'all that one guy, it was an older white guy, came on the radio station and he was like, I heard what y'all was saying about Shedeur, and I was with y'all at first, but I don't see that. He seemed like a really nice young man. That was way back after rookie mini camp and before the 53-man roster cut. And a lot happened in between them. This is what the NFL don't want. Somebody that's bigger than the NFL, and there are conversations about that too. I think somebody in the basketball space might have been talking about it. Isn't that crazy? I think he's bigger than the NFL. He is. The NFL don't even have people talking about it like that. They really don't. So I don't know what they're gonna do. Because I told y'all they gonna go to war with their fans. That's what I say. It's that Cleveland media was throwing shade at well off. Yep, but they gonna catch hell about that though. It's that snack show this morning. Okay, all right. Macmillan say he started. If y'all didn't see it, go to Big Snacks channel. We got 2 Ks. That's how you find it if you don't know who it is. Big Snacks, SNACKKS. It said they just mad Bucky getting the insiders. Yeah, they mad because they see he's getting something that they feel like is in their space. That's why I'm like, documentary. Bucky been over there filming for a couple of months now, right? And he been to other games. So that's their way of saying he's not like us. He just got a special privilege. He's not press. Okay, whatever. He got the same shit you got, so don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Snakes Hot Dog. Yeah, he popped up into one of our live streams once. He seems real nice. They can't report because Bucky gonna get copyrights on insiders, so they mad. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so they mad. Okay. You already know they want to claim. That's true. They just want to dominate the space. That's facts. They're mad because every time Shedeur go back in the tunnel to speak with Prime, security hold the press back, but Bucky is allowed to. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. So they feeling the heat. They mad because somebody got privilege, and they mad because only they should have privilege. Okay, I like that. Thank you for that, Macmillan. That's some good insight, y'all. That's some real good insight. That's some really good insight. They've been doing this since Trinity. What the hell they thought? I don't know, bro. I say this: if you gonna target somebody, go do your research and figure out who it is you're trying to target. But they really thought they could band together as the media. They really thought they could take this kid down with another false narrative because it worked in the draft. Understand, people didn't know what the hell was going on in the draft, but they know now, and they ain't playing. And I've heard people say, we are not playing about Shedeur. You try it if you want to, but you're going to get lit up. So that's why I said, if you don't see sabotage, it's the pressure. Because after the stepping hand thing and they was already talking about the sabotage. But the whole O-line, I'm telling you, that I think they got a new O-line. But let me see. I think I saw it in passing. Let me see. Browns gets a new O-lineman. That's it right there. Okay, it said the Browns have recently added offensive lineman KT Levingston via a trade in August of 2025. They need to cut him. And veteran interior lineman Kendrick Green, I'm assuming Kendrick is black, from Buffalo's practice squad. So the team that they just played from the practice squad in December to bolster their injury-plagued O-line alongside previous signings like Thayer Mumford Jr., trying to protect the rookie QB, Shedeur Sanders, as they navigate a tough season with key staffers sidelined. So Andrew Berry got 2 more people. Okay. I'm going to share this with y'all. So they got Kendrick Green on Christmas Eve. Yesterday. Oh, okay. I'm gonna show this to y'all. Let me show this to y'all. Right. So now we all know they do have some other people. Let's see what happens. Okay. Again, pressure. Because see, here's what they were relying on. Oh, they're not good. But see, fans get manipulated. The depth chart and the roster. So there wouldn't be anybody else available. So you have no choice but to go out and get somebody else. But they don't want to talk about, they just had somebody and cut him. And people were upset about that. And that didn't get really talked about a lot. It says, so KT was acquired from the Rams in August of 2025 for a 2028 7th round pick. This former Kansas State tackle played left tackle in preseason, but missed his rookie year with an ankle injury. He needed to be cut and sent packing. All right, Kendrick Green, this is the new guy. Signed off of the Bills practice squad on Christmas Eve, December 24th, which is yesterday. This veteran offers experience at center and guard. So that's either Jack Conklin's spot, which is right guard. No, he's a left tackle. Who the hell was? Oh, Wyatt Teller. Wyatt Teller was the right guard. And then the left guard is Joel Batonio, whose name y'all saw on the list with rest. So let's see if Kendrick Green is going to replace Batonio or whoever was playing in Wyatt Teller's spot. Wyatt Teller already told us he is not injured, and they still running with that lie. But Andrew Berry got 2 more people. And then we got Thayer Mumford Jr. signed off the Patriots practice squad in September to provide depth after DeJuan Jones on injured reserve. I haven't seen his name. DeJuan Jones is who Cam Robinson played under. So Kendrick Green, I think, might be the only new guy. And then it said the Browns traded for tackle Cam Robinson from the Texans in 2025 to address tackle needs. They need to take Cam Robinson and KT Levinson and ship them on somewhere. They need to be banned from the NFL. So we got one new guy, Kendrick Green. He can play center or guard. Now, the way I have watched and observed things work in Cleveland, Andrew Berry builds, go and get other people, and Kevin Stefanski destroys. Oh, we had an O-lineman last week, but we put him, we don't need him, so you can put him back and put him on waivers. So he gone. Now Andrew Berry goes out and gets somebody else named Kendrick Green. The fact that he can play center or guard, don't be surprised if he's still playing center and not guard where he's needed. Notice they didn't get anybody to replace KT Levinson or Cam Robinson. Pay attention to that. And that Mumford guy, where the hell is he? Because I haven't seen him. And he needs to be playing. He needs to be playing instead of Cam Robinson. We're going to see. So there you go. They got Kendrick Green. So we got to keep an eye out to see what goes on with that. It said, I mean, seriously, Coach Prime is with, what happened? It said, oh, you talking about Tracy? Yeah. I saw that. I think I saw that because I used to follow her, actually. I used to follow her because they used to, Jackson State things, stuff like that. So you need to know what happened with Tracy. I thought they just broke up. I mean, I don't know. I mean, after 10 years, you just might kind of want to give it up. I don't know, What did 10 years y'all say? I don't know. But again, she was married to Eddie Murphy for about 24 hours. A whole weekend, whatever. You got to throw that into conversation because, listen, that just means there was a situation with Eddie Murphy and she thought after they got married, it would change. But what's the most important part? There was a situation before they got married and it didn't change after they got married. So he didn't appreciate her then, right? You would think that's what you could say, but the situation was there before. I'm telling you, when I heard that, it provided some insight. And it could be the same thing. Coach Prime got together. Okay, he don't want to get married. And I just got out of this marriage. And I'm fine with it like this. I travel, he travel, whatever, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's none of my business either. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, we're going to get ourselves out of here. I don't know. They shit, I don't know. They grown. That's all I know. I can't figure out why people care so much. Because the way I see it, you would think people would extend him grace. The man just went through having his bladder removed and all of the things that come with that. Then he already had like 14, 15 surgeries and he missing 2 toes. Like, I don't care because life is fleeting. It's precious. And I just see that because I'm like, a lot of women wouldn't, right? A lot of women wouldn't. So the fact that she don't have a problem with it, I just say good for him. Maybe God sent her because he's clearly going through a lot. His daughter, his Shilo, Shedeur, and Miss Connie. Like, hell, he needs somebody. You can't. And don't forget Colorado. Don't forget Colorado. You can't put all of that on your shoulders and just be out there by yourself. It will eat you alive. So it's good he have somebody, and it's good that they made it to a place where he wants to be public with her, because he hadn't wanted to a lot, but they made it official. So, you know, I'm just saying, it's a different situation, and she not 27, she not 17, she 37, she got gray hair somewhere. That's all. Don't even worry about it. All right, we gonna get out of here. This was good. We made it 200 people, but we gonna say goodnight. We gonna be back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Did I say it's Friday? It's Friday. All right. Members, y'all want to get together tomorrow? I'll see y'all at 6 o'clock. I dropped the members only video. Let's talk about it. So I'll see y'all at 6 o'clock tomorrow, p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If anybody's going to the Hawks Knicks game on Saturday, holla at your girl. I'm gonna be in the building. You know, maybe we take a photo or something. Or I could drag it into a live stream or something, because I'm gonna find someone to post up. You best believe that. Otherwise, I'll be at the game on Saturday. All right. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for members. And I'm probably gonna pop up because it's business as usual tomorrow, and we'll see what's going on with Shedeur and the Cleveland Browns and Myles Garrett too. We'll see what's going on with that. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna say goodnight. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. I have enjoyed y'all. Enjoy the holidays. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bullshit on.